This podcast contains some magical adult language. Listener discretion is advised. And sorry, Mom.
I'm going to Disney World. I'm going to...
Whoa. You're not Mickey Mouse, you're a rat.
Rat smack! Besides, they're tourists. What do they know?
Ooh, welcome to Rat Castle, a progressive chat about theme park magic without the pixie dust. I am one of your rats. This is a full house tonight. I am Nathan Hartman, and with me tonight are the full family and a special, very special guest. So let's start with the family. Hello, Sarah.
Hi.
It's good to see you, Sarah. It's been ages and ages. So welcome back. You've been on a journey. It's good to have you. Victoria. Hello, Victoria. Good to see you again.
Hello.
Our beast from the east, Janine. How are you?
Oh, that was me.
I am Dave's not from the
here,
east, so
and I am so stoked to be here.
It's good to have you. And the best from the west, Dave Cobb. Hello, Dave.
Howdy.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
And then our very special guest, ladies and gentlemen. You can find his wonderful work on his YouTube channel, but you can also see him on History Channel's How Disney Built America. It's Disney Dan Becker. Hello, Dan. How are you, sir? It's wonderful to have
guys. What's going on? Beast from the East is definitely a Goosebumps book, right?
Is it? It sounds like it.
Should be. I'm pretty sure.
It sounds
I'm pretty
legit.
sure it is.
There is a
yeah.
Goosebumps book about the Beast, the King's Island ride.
It
I
is.
know that for certain.
Yeah.
Oh,
So maybe that's it.
Goosebumps title or adult film? Like it.
It's
It could be both, really.
Both.
Adult film?
Oh, it is.
The Beast from the
Oh,
East.
The
It
Beast from the
is.
East.
it looks just like
Yeah.
me.
It does look like you.
Yeah.
That's a great
I
point.
told you.
Very
Hey,
cute. It's so cute.
when Papa Dan rolls in and the first thing he says is a beloved Goosebumps title,
Yeah.
don't be like, no, bro, there's a book about the roller coaster. Don't bring doubt into Dan's life.
No doubt. More extra information.
Only uplift, only
Yeah.
celebrate, only yes and no.
Yes, sir.
that's
Yes, sir.
cute.
Papa Dan, sir.
Yes.
No. Yeah, I'm on the History Channel, which is an insane thing to say, and the show's really cool. I'm loving it, and I'm here to talk to you guys about news.
Yeah, we have all sorts of business. We're going to start with some
It's
interesting
kind of a downgrade.
updates, though, first.
Obviously, just a little.
I know.
No.
Do you guys know?
I
No,
do have
we're
a
actually-
question about that though.
Okay.
When is that coming on streaming? Because I ain't got cable.
I think that History is a beloved franchise and is not it doesn't need to like be wrapped up into like Discovery Go or whatnot. Its user base is large enough that it warrants its own application, much like say Adult Swim. And so you need a cable thing to log in, like if you were wanting to watch fresh eps of Rick and Morty or something.
Okay.
It's not like RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars that's on Paramount Plus, you know. And so, but the History's Channel's Built America series is incredible.
It is.
It's a juggernaut, and people love it. And so, I think Discovery Plus or Discovery Go, one of them carries. I need to get my discoveries straight. But one of them has Built America seasons, and I'm sure once the season's over, it's going to go over to that thing as a packaged, like, story. So, but I don't know when. I myself didn't even have cable. I subscribed to cable to watch it. And
The
I
cable
am now
company
a
was like,
proud
"We got
owner
one."
of cable. Yeah,
We did it.
Like we got them.
We got one.
yeah. I now have a cable.
Dan, I think it's great that you're on the History Channel, but I don't think you're full History Channel till you're digging up stuff on Oak Island. I think that's when you're official.
Nathan.
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
No.
I'm going to be real with you guys. I would love to know what's going on Oak Island. It's
Honestly,
suspicious.
same.
All right. It's suspicious. Dig bigger holes. That's all I have to say. Just dig bigger holes.
But if
Let's
you
start
dig bigger
going.
holes, the seasons,
Let's
tiny
dig
holes,
holes.
lots of seasons,
Let's
big holes.
potentially make a volcano.
Well,
you know what I mean? That's what I'm
I
saying.
would disagree, Nathan.
Like, let's just get down there.
I would say it would be better if he figured out what's going on with the aliens.
Oh,
I would
the ancient
also
ones.
love to tell you all about alien swirling saucers and how it's a quality family attraction. Like, I think that I could come at you from every angle. But I'm saying, and also, if you want to, if History Channel also wants to send me to Alaska to like help look for gold with that very handsome young man, like he started as a teenager, he was just looking for gold with his dad, but now he's got his own claim. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And he's mining for gold on his own, and he wears those canvas jackets, you know, that make him look like a real
It's
outdoorsman. You know,
Yeah.
I love watching them. I love watching men look for gold in the wilderness. And so, if they want to get me on that, sign me up. You know,
Dan, you would look good with
to
some
answer your
snow
original question, Victoria, I'm not
sprinkled,
exactly.
Yeah, you'd look at some
Not
with some
exactly sure
a little
when
bit of
that's gonna
snow and ice in the beard. It's a good look.
Yeah.
It's a good look.
Yeah.
I think it would be fetching.
I see
Yeah.
the vision.
Yeah.
I
Also, just think about if I had gold. You know, like people would like me more if I just had gold.
Yeah, truly,
Gold does
lots
help.
of
Yeah.
gold in them dare hills. Sarah, where are you going? This is an update I want to know about. And you tried to tell us at the beginning before the show, and I said you must not speak until you say it. Where exactly are you going?
So remember how I mentioned that my gorgeous, sexy, fantastic, amazing man is a teacher? Well, it turns out I'm going to prom the day after tomorrow. So-
No way.
Oh my God. Where is it?
What are you
I
wearing?
get to. It's what am I wearing? Of course, something gorgeous. Don't you see the hair's done? Like
Yeah.
obviously, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be wearing something cute. So pictures will be up. It's at where is it? It's in downtown LA at some like hotel, and it's like super cute. So
Probably the.
I'm
is
excited.
it
I
the? Might
think it'll
be the
be-
Millennium Biltmore. They do a lot of proms there. My prom was there.
Really?
Yeah.
I have no.
If it's an
I don't
older
remember.
hotel-
It's on my calendar.
If it's an older hotel, it's the Millennium Biltmore. If it's a newer one, it's probably the Bonaventure.
Oh, I lied. It's at the Majestic downtown. So
Okay.
it is
Okay.
not
Alright.
at a hotel, but it is.
Please promise me you're going to do
so
that
are you in
classic prom pose, like him behind you and his arms
Oh,
around you,
Oh
like
my God, yes.
100%.
looking off to the future.
100%.
You know, like
We're gonna. I'm reliving my prom. Like that's
Oh.
what's gonna happen.
are you
Like,
going
are
to
you just-
vintage it? Are you going to dress like you both going to dress like 90s?
We're no, because my prom was 8 years
Oh,
ago.
God.
Oh God.
As soon as
not
it
that
came out
long
of my
ago,
mouth,
y'all.
I knew that was coming. I'm like, oh right.
I'm vintaging 2016.
I'm gonna go.
And if you want to picture the prom that Dave went to, just think of like those scenes from Greece.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't want to dance.
don't you love how
That's that. If you wanted, that's approximately when
no,
he went to
mine
prom.
was 80s.
Did you guys have themes for your
We're,
proms?
we're gonna. I have a picture of my prom from the 80s. You can put it up, Nathan.
I need to see it.
Pardon me while I walk into this. I'm gonna walk into the
this
sea
classic.
now.
I love this. This is this stuff that Dave just like hands to me. He's just like, you know what? Why don't you, editor, just add my prom photo now? Go do my bidding, editor. Show off my prom photo.
We should all
so,
post our prom
Sarah,
photos.
What I gotta know, I would need probably, I need like permission from the person I went with. Is
Blur them out.
Yeah, there you go. Are you just arm candy, or are you in charge of like? Do you need to tell people to leave room for Jesus? Like, what's your
No, I'm not in
job?
charge of shit. I'm just going to eat
Yeah.
and to dance.
Are you
Okay.
gonna go
That's right.
high or drunk? You should go drunk.
have
You should go
food?
very drunk.
I feel like that would be embarrassing him and most likely ruin his career. So maybe not.
Yeah, but it would be funny for
high.
the podcast. I don't
Maybe
think
high.
you understand.
I'm definitely gonna go
mm.
high, y'all.
You won't be the only one, I'm sure.
I hope for sure.
Let's see here.
Yep.
We also had there was a couple other things. Janine, you're almost done with your play, correct?
Almost. It opens this Friday.
Okay. And you're loving it from what you've told us. You're very excited
oh no,
about being in the play.
I hate it. I hate it. I am so done. If my son's reading teacher had not already bought his ticket to see it, I would be so far gone.
Oh, no.
But
Mm.
alas.
Dan, of
Does
course,
your son
you're a
need
musical
to
man.
know how to read? Like, you
No.
could just bail on that relationship and just never go back. It's fine.
Dan, you were in Spam-A-Lot,
He
correct?
plays
You're a-
video games. He'll learn how to play. Yeah, bro, I've
Yeah.
got a theater degree,
You're-
man. I'm a professional actor.
You know,
Man.
who else has
Wow.
played part? Dave, were you in musicals?
Oh yeah.
Did you do theater?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I was off Broadway, baby.
I didn't know you were
Ooh.
off Broadway. Woo!
Yeah, man. I'm an off Broadway puppeteer for about 3
No
years.
way.
Oh, that's
Oh,
correct.
wow.
No, wait,
Get in
my
my
son
head
is
again.
going to high-tech puppet camp this summer.
Awesome.
Whoa,
I-
Yeah.
Are the puppets high tech, or is it high tech?
Yeah,
and then
it's like
on
he's going to learn how
computers?
to make animatronic puppets.
What show were
Whoa.
What show were you in, Dan?
Yeah.
I was in John Tartaglia's Imagination,
Cool. Yeah.
a glow-in-the-dark musical that was
Ooh.
unofficially inspired by the glow-in-the-dark musical segment of Under the Sea in the Little Mermaid show, but just expand that into a full 60-minute glow-in-the-dark, like 2D blacklight musical. It was very
That's
cool. It was
cool.
very cool.
Oh.
Cool.
I go see that.
That's
I did-
What did
I
you
see that.
play?
The show was built in a way that I played a couple of different creatures, but I played Ripple the seahorse and Leonard the octopus.
Nice.
Was
Awesome.
my track, and then there were those were two of the characters. I mean, imagine it being any kind of classic children's, like kind of PBS show. In fact, the PBS show Splash and Bubbles that's on the air right now is based off of Imagination. John Tartaglia
Oh,
turned
wow.
our show into
That's
Splash
so
and Bubbles.
cool.
And so Bubbles is one of the characters from our
And
show.
that's like digital
and
puppets
so-
too, right? That's like 3D.
Yeah, it's digital puppetry. Yep, exactly. And so, very cool little pocket of the world that I live in. And now the friends that I have, like I'm going to go see the guy who played Bear. He's now regularly playing Audrey too on Little
No
Shop
way.
off Broadway in New York. And so, like, I'm going to go hang out and see Bear be Audrey too next
That's
week
awesome.
That's so
for
cool.
my birthday. So
That's
that's going to
great.
be fun.
I love it.
Puppets.
I love it.
Dave, what were you
I
going to
love being in
say?
the puppet world. It's such a blessing.
Yeah, no, I did puppetry
That's-
a bunch with the Gay Men's Chorus of LA for years. We did Under the Sea is this blacklight puppet number. I was Sebastian and sang it
Oh,
and then I
Gay Sebastian.
very gay Sebastian, and then
I mean,
wait a minute,
hold on.
Sebastian.
As if
he's just
Sebastian.
Sebastian is a proud Jamaican man, and I don't want any kind of revisionism. Scar can be Scar's weird
Scar's
gay
gay.
uncle, whatever. You know what I mean? Dumbledore's gay, sure,
And
whatever. But
in
you leave Sebastian
And
alone.
in Jamaica, they'd murder him. So, and then I also did "If You Were Gay" from Avenue Q with the chorus, and which was fun. And
Incredible. So you're familiar with Mr. Tartaglia's
absolutely,
work.
I actually auditioned for the road company of that show. I didn't make it, but I auditioned. So
That's so
Did
cool.
you really of Imagination?
no, of "If You Were" of Avenue Q.
I'm Avenue Q. Oh, wild.
Very cool. I'm learning
so
all
great.
sorts of things tonight.
This
What
is
an
so fun.
educational experience.
Wait, we have to get into the news, Nathan, because I want to talk about this thing.
Okay. All right. So since Dan has already suggested it, let's go to the news. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start in the Magic Kingdom because we have some schmelephants, some old schmelly melephants that are now on parade. Schmelephants are on parade. They've debuted in the Magic Kingdom. If you don't remember what Schmelephants on Parade is, it's an interactive experience in Storybook Circus. And it's basically elephants that have smells connected to them. And you go around and they give you locations, and then you put a little sticker for each scent at the statue that you can smell or see, because they're all painted the smell as well. And it's sponsored by Scentsy, which is a bullshit company. And there's only, Dan will know. Dan knows this very well. There's only one candle company. There's only one candle company, and it's Magic Candle Company.
Period.
Promo code Disney Dan.
Do you guys have a promo code for this?
No, but you do. So cheers.
I can. Okay. Well, you listen to this. If you haven't, and seriously, and there are a lot of other candle companies out there. They're like, we make park, and some of them have fun gimmicks. Some of them have this or that. But I can say confidently, old Papa Dan here, he goes back to one candle company to get his favorite sniffs, and it's Magic Candle Company. I got to tell you what, it's like mainlining magic. It's bizarre. Well, it's not bizarre. It's science. It's just, and you've got your smell holes. You've got more smell holes than any other holes. You know what I mean? All you've got the most smell holes than any other kind of memory hole. So when you sniff good sniffs into your nose holes,
Wait a minute.
It's I got to tell you what, man, I got that Polynesian candle burning all the time.
I got a couple of those. They're great.
So Disney Dan 15, get 15%
Disney-
off. But I'll hook you guys up with them. You know, get on the gravy
Sure.
train.
I'll get on that gravy train. I don't know
Because
if the numbers are
once
there.
people go
but-
to Magic Candle, they don't go back.
Nope.
They don't go back to the gimmicks.
Truly.
Well, go ahead.
Truly.
Hide a ring, hide a pin, hide a whatever in your candles. It don't matter. Our candles actually smell like the Polynesian, you know?
Yeah.
And they do. It's
Period.
crazy.
I-
But please continue on about Sensi.
No,
I'd like to
that's-
hear the group's
I mean, that's really it.
Didn't we talk about this last year?
When they first announced it, yeah.
Yeah, when they first
I mean,
announced it.
It's Avon. It's a con game, you know.
I mean-
it's a
It's an
pyramid
MLM,
scheme.
right?
It's an
Yeah.
ML, really. I mean,
Yeah.
can I just start by saying I appreciate Disney doing out of the box stuff like this, but for the life of
Yeah.
me, I cannot understand why the hell they keep trying to work with this goddamn MLM. I don't get it.
Oh,
pay
I
for
can
it?
tell you exactly why. Because they both sell the exact same product. They both sell the fantasy of the American dream, but it's
Not the American
smoke and
dream.
mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors, and it's not actually real. It's Disney World's a stage, and you are paying for the lie. And multi-level marketing is you pay for the lie in a different way. You pay for the lie with your time.
Yes.
You pay for the lie with your energy.
Yeah.
You pay for the lie of buying into being a self-made individual.
Yeah.
And it's this like it's the
Yes, preach.
it's a sickening thing that
Mhm.
Disney partners with them, but this isn't their first example. Cutco is in Epcot all the time. Like Cutco's worse than Sensi, guys. I mean, Sensi's like cute. They have people like they give you a website and like you don't even have to beat people up if you're a Sensi seller. It's actually one of the more convenient MLMs, I gotta say, because you just like have like an Instagram and you're like like you have like your Sensi person, you know what I mean, and your main goal is just like living the Sensi life, so people see you and they're like, oh
Right.
God, what am I missing out on? I can't even, I don't know what their house smells like, but look how happy they are. It must smell great, And so I gotta get whatever's going on over there. And and at least so you get a website. You don't have to like go knock on doors like you're a Boy Scout selling wrapping.
Well,
paper
and
or
Disney's
whatever.
smart because Sensi influencers are now going to go pay for a day at the parks so they can go take pictures.
100%. It's
next to stuff. Yep.
It's the mom's panel of it all, if you want me to be honest. It's like paying to live the life so that you can then be accepted into and can have the experiences and then have the authority to have the experiences, but all of that comes with a price that builds up the thing that you're desperately trying to get the approval of.
Right.
And so Sensi buys right into that like it's a hot dog and you're
I'd have more problem with Sensi. Here's the thing. When it comes to Disney sponsorships, after you work with ExxonMobil, it's kind of fine from there.
Yeah.
It's like
100%. Yeah.
check.
Mhm.
It's
Monsanto,
it's
BlackRock,
BlackRock,
that I 100% agree, and I don't care about the insidious business nature of it all. I'm fascinated by the fact that like they're the same thing, and Disney has like tried to like get their hands out of being in sticky business, and like looking at DVC is like a great example of. Like timeshares are an equivalent of MLMs. It's like a sticky business is what, you don't want that you don't want to be in sticky business. Disney came in and they're like, we're going to make clean business here, And so it's weird. It's just bizarre for Disney to be like, okay, let's touch sticky business again. And because the sticky business benefits from us way more than we benefit from their couple bucks to make like this or that, you know what I mean? But that's the business game of it all. And it's I don't know. MLMs, I don't know. Do MLMs belong in, but they do bangers numbers. That's the thing, guys. They have a Haunted Mansion scent warmer. They got a castle one. They got a teacup one. You want it, they got it, baby, and they're
And
selling.
they probably paid.
They're
They paid
selling.
for all of this development and its sponsorship.
Ooh,
So-
yeah, they paid the premium. Yep. And you know what came with it though is likely
White ladies. White ladies came
some
with it.
wiring. No, I want to say that
Yeah.
likely some infrastructure was installed with this that
Yeah.
Disney will benefit
Sure.
from later. Like once these
Possibly.
elephants are gone, they'll put lampposts there or something that they needed to have in the first place. Like I guarantee that's how it all works. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. You know, like you sponsor this thing and the break room will get new toilets in the break room or something like behind the wall. You know, like, but that's how. I was just talking to Alicia Stella about this. She blew my mind. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
This
that's
is
what she
they
does.
do. But
That's
this
what
is
she
what they
does.
do.
Yeah.
This
That
is
is
what
what
they
they
do.
do.
That's what all of these things are. They're upgrading the Imagination Pavilion. It's probably to like install some new HVAC units or something.
Yeah.
Like it's the most benign, boring thing you can imagine. I'm talking. It's just your podcast, guys. I'm so sorry. I will stop talking now.
No, we brought you on for a reason, and that's the passion.
And you said everything that we wanted to say.
I mean, pretty
so.
much.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You did our job for us, so it's good.
Thank you.
There you go.
Wait, so
Sticky business.
my quick question
Sticky
then
business.
is, what do you get when you're done?
With
Like,
the
When you're in a
experience,
map,
you get a bunch of stickers and probably a promo code for a discount on Scentsy shit. Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
You know, that's probably.
It's a
Probably.
Victoria. What are you talking about? What do you get when you're done? What do you mean? What do you get when you memories, Victoria? Memories is what you get. Quality time with your family is what you get. You get, and also good nose hole stinks. These are stinks you can go home and invest in ASAP.
Yeah.
You bet your bottom dollar
But Dad,
that
in a
Magic Candle Company would
post-COVID
give an arm and a
world,
leg
some
to have
people
stinky
can't
elephants.
spell.
Yeah.
I can't smell.
I have a friend who had COVID and she cannot smell. Like she would not.
Told her to do that orange trick where you burn the orange and then you. Like,
She
eat that.
did. Like she went to the doctor and she just.
Well, they this is a
R.I.P. her
connection.
nose.
I don't know if you guys noticed. Scentsy and Pfizer have put this on, so the whole idea is it's supposed to rework your system.
Not
So
the
get her
QAnon
there.
conspiracy.
And when you start
yeah.
using Scentsy wax melts, all the frogs in your neighborhood turn gay.
Yeah, it's true.
True.
It's true.
True.
It's true.
Lord.
These
Yes,
actually knock
dog.
children out, and so they can steal them. That's the whole point. Speaking of crime, let's move to Epcot. It looks like a war criminal is getting the opportunity to have an exhibit at the American Adventure. George W. Bush, he was a president at one point. He is going to display his portraits of courage, which are pictures that he got bored in retirement and decided to learn to paint. And
He was
I don't-
painting
Yeah,
before
so
retirement,
yeah.
I thought.
He was
no,
painting before
not
then.
too much. I mean, a little bit, but like he
Baby,
really
he was touched
invested.
with the gift. He was touched. He
Let's
knew.
talk about.
He
let's
knew
talk,
that he could do it.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
knew
yeah.
that he could give us that gift, and he was preparing us for it.
So this isn't a new exhibit. It's been around, but now we get it. Josh D'Amaro had something to say about it. He says, celebrating those who give so much to our country has been a part of the fabric of the Walt Disney Company through a 100-year history. We're grateful to the Bush Institute for allowing us to feature the special collection and share it with our guests. So I want you guys, I've put a comparison photo here for you of a actual veteran and then the picture that George W. Bush made of him. If you would like to open that up now so you can see this wonderful picture. Disfigured portraits of veterans, and they're not disfigured as veterans. They're just
Oh.
I don't know who lied
He's
to
got
him
a-
the same way that he lied to the American public about WMDs, because why would anyone allow this to be a thing?
He's this gentleman he's painted has a 5 head in that photo.
yeah.
And he makes it worse than it actually is.
Yeah, the perspective.
He's a
weird.
he made him a Frankenstein.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
How
truly
would he do
did.
that?
This is the Munster dad.
Yeah, this is
Herman
Herman
Munster.
Munster.
Herman Munster. Thank you. My brain's not working.
Look, I don't
Yeah.
know. I wouldn't be able to paint this. I don't.
I could. I'll
For
tell you
real.
right now, I
I'm
could.
not artistically
Big ups to
inclined.
Janine.
I
I
just feel
mean-
like he had his little rebrand when he was trying to be friends with, like, Michelle Obama. I don't know why he would keep doing this. Like, I feel like he just needs to stop. Just go away.
Well, you see, it's working. So why stop?
Guys, I have to strongly disagree.
Okay,
with
explain.
everything that's going on.
Okay.
Explain, Dan.
For a
Oh,
couple of reasons
I
here.
love it.
And I don't know how many of you have bore children, but I have two. I know that Janine was just shaving one, so maybe she can empathize with me
Yes.
here. But to my kids, and just close your eyes and think for a minute, like when you were excited about the stuff you got in Cracker Jack boxes,
Right.
and like when you saw a quarter machine, you're like, oh, it's on. Like, I hope I could A, get a quarter from my parents, and B, I hope there's cool stuff in this quarter machine. Like, take yourself back to that spot.
Yeah.
When you think about the president, Bill Clinton, to me,
Yeah,
he
cool.
was just a cool dude, man.
Cool dude.
He was just the president.
Yeah.
He was just like, I had all the respect for him as a child. You know what I mean?
Played
like,
the sax,
it's the
got
president.
blowjobs. Awesome.
I didn't know what he was up to.
Yeah.
You know? I didn't know what he was doing, but I was just like, he's the president. He's a cool guy. I saw him on the news and stuff.
His cat
the
had a
idea
video
of
game.
The president. The idea of a president was like
Yeah.
nifty. You know, it was like Jesus or Ronald McDonald. You know what I mean? Like, he was up there. People knew the president. And so to have the president's painting in Epcot, not that all that bad. Like, I know. Like, we got a robot of him, and if his robot's up there swinging around, holding his pants up, with a American-made leather belt, then I think that his paintings can be in Epcot, because what is Epcot? Epcot's just Florida's mall.
They're for
Don't
sure
act like it's anything
only
precious.
being displayed
It's just
because of
a
who
strip
he
mall.
is.
It's
No,
Which is, I think, what
I
we're
agree.
really saying.
I think my thing is the irony of it all, because he is painting post 9/11 veterans.
Yeah.
You put them in this position
Yeah.
for them to
really
be
the kicker here.
Yeah.
disfigured.
That
and
leg,
to
that
be
steel, that steel amputee leg that you painted was kind of on you,
That's-
bud. Like,
So
right,
like,
but you also have a
he's
group
like,
of
I'm
men.
my muse.
You have a
Like-
group of men who chose to
Sure.
go and do this big brave thing, and in their world, and I know that it might be hard for us to empathize with them because we haven't ever really been in their world, but in their world,
Right.
to then have President Bush paint a portrait of
huge.
you,
Right.
it is like
Yeah, it's a big deal.
an
The
on, it
disillusionment
makes
hasn't
me tingle
faded
a little
for
bit
sure.
thinking about what they might feel
Yeah,
like.
they're probably
Like
very proud
this
of it.
guy getting this painting, and also hugging. This guy didn't just get this painting. He also got to see Drew Barrymore. The kid
True.
who gave E.T.
Yeah.
Reese's Pieces. You know what I mean?
Valid.
Like this guy is winning.
this guy's
you know what I
actually
mean?
pretty cool. He's got like a dog rescue training thing that he did after he like left the service. So he's big ups to him. I have no issue with any of these veterans at all.
Yeah, but George Bush is, he's a rascal. He's a rapscallion. He got up to some things, and he's definitely a product of some generational trauma. And,
Fuck
we're
him
all
and his
reckoning with
generational
that.
trauma. Like,
We're all reckoning with that right now.
Have
Bluey's
you-
very popular. We're all
Have you
kind
seen
of
George
identifying
Bush's
that now.
father? Sorry.
no, I'm saying like this man is the reason the world is so shitty the way that it is today. I could give two fucks about his generational trauma. He's caused generational warfare.
Reason.
no, he's
He
too
is
dumb.
a
I would say
big
that
reason.
privilege
He's too
comes
dumb
from Ronald
to
Reagan.
be the reason.
No.
It
You
is
blame
Ronald
that on
Reagan for
Cheney.
sure.
To be
No, but
fair,
I'm
I'm
saying
with
in
Dan
the
on
Middle
this.
East, it started with his bitch ass fucking father, and it continued with him. Fuck
Girl,
him. Fuck
do
all
you
the
know what
bitches.
his
I could give
father
two
did
fucks.
though?
I don't care. I don't
I
like
watched
his
a
father.
whole
He could rot
special
in
about it one
hell.
day because I was bored. I was like, yeah, I see the vision.
I
I
don't
get
care.
it. I'm with Dan. That's all.
That
I'm
doesn't
saying.
matter.
Now, what I
Yeah.
would really like to see is George Bush painting veterans with costume characters, like photo ops.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
I would own one. If I would own a print of one, if George Bush painted this guy, meaning Pluto, you know what I mean, with his service dog, and Pluto was on the ground with the dog. Oh my! I'd have a print of it in my home,
Yeah.
people come and be like, "Who made this garbage?" I'd be like, "Our president."
Our president.
You respect this?
Can you
our
just-
president George W. Bush
Yeah.
Jr.
Can
made
you just
this.
imagine what his Disney characters are going to look like too? I'm just envisioning.
Oh,
Brilliant.
I'm going to train
Oh.
AI.
Please.
We can do it. We have the
Yes.
power.
We have the
Yeah.
technology.
Dave, get on it. I have ADD. I'll never get to it. You know the people. Train an AI
On these paintings and tell him to do Mickey Mouse.
on these
yes.
paintings. Yep. And then
That would
Magic
be
and
horrific.
Photo Pass. I'll give you all my Photo Pass. I want in this too. I'll give you access to my Photo Pass. And
yeah.
you
If
know,
anybody
by the
wants
way,
to do
paying
that,
$100 for Photo Pass when you're an annual pass holder is like a life hack when you have family with you. Like they think that you are
yeah,
like Frank Sinatra or whatever. You know, they're,
You know
they're
what's-
just like, holy shit.
Dan, do you know what's
This
even
guy-
better?
You get all the pictures you want.
It's even. I can make it even better for you. You just have somebody. Janine used to be this for me. She was my photo pimp. You could just
Yep.
all you got to do is connect
Be
as
with
friends,
someone who
and
has
they
the
get all your
pass.
photos anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And then they just download them for you and send them to you. And you
Yeah.
don't even
Yeah,
have to
it's
pay.
the Netflix of PhotoPass.
Yeah.
for sure.
Truly
sure.
is.
And now
It's
Disney
And now
They
will
should
that
all
get
be
rid
gone,
of that.
Nathan, I didn't,
because we
I
brought
didn't
it up.
bother renewing the photo pass this year.
Yeah.
Dang.
Doesn't make. There's only so
It
many
ends up
photos. you
being
can
like $10 a month.
yeah, it's kind of
and-
crazy.
Like, no, that's okay.
Nah,
Although,
in this
like
economy-
a single day is like $70.
That's
Which-
crazy.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy. But it's also very handy. When I went with my dad, and it was like I've got one day to go see Star Wars stuff with my dad. It was really nice to just be like, I don't have to worry too much about. I'll get some great photos, and it was nice. So there's pros and cons. Anyways, let's go to California Adventure. We have I'm glad this came as we are recording because I needed a mascot expert like Dan on to talk about this sweet Doug boy, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. And
That's his
he
boy.
now speaks. Speak, Doug, speak. So now you could meet, as part of Pixar Fest at Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, you can meet and greet Doug, but he is now speaking through his collar, which seems so, I think, was it Brendan Kiley who said that he pitched this like right when the movie came out or something like that? Something he said on Twitter. I'm not surprised because this is a great idea. What do you guys think of this talking Doug?
Well, I've known for a week before, so I couldn't say
Yeah, we get it.
anything.
You
We
know
get it.
people. It's cool.
I know
Yes, insider
people.
stories.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but no, I think it's really neat. And also,
think
I'm
it's-
just like, yeah, like you said, why haven't they done this
It's
already?
yeah, it's the
Dan, before
perfect
me?
character.
No.
That's the
It's
the
the
bigger
perfect character for it.
question. Yeah.
And I'm
It's weird that they went with Talking Mickey before they went with Talking.
well, they
Doug.
had the Talking Mickey came out way before Up did. So like,
Really?
oh yeah.
It did?
That first
That came out
that
like
first talk-
almost 20 years ago.
no.
Right?
No.
Up did not come out 20 years
No.
ago. Don't make
I'm
me
going
feel
to
like
Google
that.
this.
Did not come out 20 years
I'm
ago.
going to
Up
Google
came
this
out
right
in
now.
2009.
Oh yeah, and I did the
Isn't it the 15th
I
anniversary?
did the Talking Mickey
Okay,
magic trick thing in
15
like
is almost
2008, I think. So
Oh.
2008, 2009.
Okay, yeah, there
around
you
then.
Talking
Anyway,
Mickey
The real
was...
answer to that is that Talking Mickey paved the way
Yeah.
for Doug and Baymax,
Yeah. Mhm.
and a lot of the talking characters we have today. Because Talking Mickey was a experiment in character dialogue trees. And that experiment was very successful. And now we have Kylo Ren and Stormtroopers and Darth Vader. I don't know if Darth Vader can. No, I think he's got. I don't think he can say. But the Stormtroopers, Kylo Ren,
Right.
Iron Man kind of does it. The Hulk kind of does it. Now Doug, Baymax. It's these dialogue tree technologies that are easily controllable by the performer inside the suit. And so that's kind of that is
one of-
where that technology.
That's really neat.
That one of Thea
The idea that the person in the suit is
is triggering
the
it.
one
Yeah,
controlling it is kind of mind blowing.
it one.
Which Universal, by the way, does not do. Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad, all those animatronics are controlled by just some dude standing
Yeah.
with an
Yep.
iPad, and wearing all black and like a headset. By the way,
Oh,
it doesn't even like blend
Interesting.
in.
Yeah.
And so that must be I guess because of Universal hasn't figured out a way to do it like Disney has, because it's all patented.
It's
Mhm.
I did a whole video on this. You can see the patents for
Yeah.
it. It's pretty fun
A
technology.
company called Beaudry Interactive made it for them, and they won a Thea Lifetime Achievement Award last year. And it's all in finger combinations, like the gestures in the finger gloves of the character that trigger the dialogue trees. So the performers are trained. If this is the first thing you trigger, here are the possible outcomes based on finger combinations. And so
crazy.
some of it is like, here's a
Wow.
conversation you can have. Start the one, and all you have to do is one simple trigger to advance to the next one. So it's all pre-rehearsed and pre-thought out, and it's like a magic trick in that they're forcing you. They know what you're going to say. They know the things most people say to these characters, and so it's all triggered by. And if you
That explains my
Westworld. Westworld was right. We are incredibly predictable.
Absolutely.
People. And so, and apparently, and I've never, and listeners God, one day AI will allow this to make it happen, but right now it's just so hard. If anyone has a video of Mickey Mouse saying rutabaga in the Main Street Theater, please send it to me. I'm desperate to see it happen. Because rutabaga was one of their ditch out words. Like one of their like end of the line. Like it just like there was a button that just said rutabaga, and like they could hit it and it said rutabaga. And so if you went in there and asked Mickey about, like, you could get Mickey to say rutabaga. It was like a word he could say. But
the first time they did it though, in the when it was the photo op in
it was in Disneyland
in Main Street. Well, the one that they did in Florida at first was actually a live performer on a camera feed in a room somewhere, doing the Mickey voice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the rutabaga thing I'm talking about. It was a button that they had.
Oh,
they had the rutabaga, and that those people were in Animal Kingdom, by the way.
Whoa!
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
There was
the people controlling Talking Mickey for a very long portion of its run were in Animal Kingdom, because Animal Kingdom's where they do a lot of character training. They have big buildings, they have
Right.
big facilities there, and they have rehearsal halls. It's just a character department over there, and so that's where the Mickeys would hang out.
and they would
The friends
and
of Mickey's.
and
would
the
hang
sound
out.
is all via IP address, and it just feeds it to the suit, and it's there. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
That's insane.
The more you know.
Let's talk about the more you know. Let's move on over to the park across the street. Universal has laid out some serious news this week about stuff coming to the Florida parks primarily, but we also have got some fun stuff in Hollywood we'll talk about too. Sarah, what is going on? What parade are we going to see soon at Universal Studios Florida?
The Universal Mega Movie Parade. So this is going to be coming out in July 3rd. That is going to be the debuting day. It's going to have 13 new floats, 100 performers. It's the biggest parade that they've had, their largest daytime parade at the resort. There's going to be floats from E.T., Back to the Future, Jaws, Ghostbusters, Jurassic World. So it looks pretty freaking cool. And there's also going to be the studio, the tribute store, where they're going to be having different rooms themed to the different floats as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We don't have any photos yet, but soon, hopefully, because it's going to be rad.
I loved how they announced it though, where they unpacked that box full of like, why is there a phone in here? Why is there green slime? Right? It was cute. That park is great. That's a great parade park too. Just the path is great. The clearances are great. They can have really big stuff. If you've never seen any of the
100 performers as well.
Right, and if you've never seen the parades they've done for Universal Japan, they're starting to roll that kind of scale and performers into the Florida park.
Universal Japan parades are
Next level.
They're insane.
Next level.
I can't wait.
They're insane, and they always operate different than Disney parades do. Florida Festival of Fantasy is going to look so busted and sun bleached.
Yes. You mean
So
gonna?
soon.
It already does.
Yeah. I mean, but like people don't really have a good mirror to hold it up to, and this thing is going to swing some huge Kong. You know what I mean? And it's going to get going. Also, how crazy is it that the company that sued Nintendo for using Donkey Kong, like now it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
Now it's just the same thing. Like soon, eventually, inevitably, maybe not. Nintendo's really hard up their ass about that kind of shit. But like maybe soon, one day, potentially maybe in the theme park as an Easter egg, we'll see the two of them connected in some way.
Yeah, who knows? I mean,
you guys know that, right? The ladies, you know that MCA Universal sued Nintendo because they own the rights to Kong back in like the 80s.
Yeah.
Because of Donkey Kong. Yeah, they sued Nintendo for use because it was so obviously King Kong. And now?
Yeah. And now, like, how can we make money together? I love this. I like that they very much said like Universal is these properties and we're going to celebrate these properties whether they have rides or not. This is sort of what we're doing here, which allows Epic to do its own thing and Islands can do its own thing. And it works. I mean technically this is sort of a mush because Jurassic World, but some of these had opening.
And Ghostbusters, that's not a Universal film, but they do have a long history of them in the park. and
Mhm.
probably a future history with them in the park, to be honest. So
I mean, Lord, Universal doesn't care if you are a Universal film at all. I mean, Harry
No.
Potter's all Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey man, you want to play? Let's go.
Yeah.
And I think that's been a wise move because Paramount and others have tried doing their own thing, and it's much easier to work together against the big
Janine
golden
fell
house.
asleep, by the way, guys.
She's
We lost
gone.
her.
She fell asleep. She fell asleep.
We predicted it.
Yeah, there she is.
She woke up. She woke
the
up.
Benadryl.
She
Janine's a
woke
little
back up.
sick.
Janine's
Good
back.
morning.
Good morning.
Just-
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, so she's got the
4
sniffles.
p.m. It's Thursday now.
Yeah. Good
I
morning.
have a question, yo.
Yes.
What is a poi performer?
What is a
I
They're
what?
looked it
saying
up.
they're gonna have.
It's like a
they're gonna have
Maori
dancers.
art of performance with like fire twirling as an example.
Yeah, it's the
Or like
the
other
spinning, the
toys
balls.
and things on
Like the-
spinning
the
balls.
rave. You see them at raves, like the rave
Oh.
performers with the
Got it,
Burning
got it,
Man
got it.
shit.
Like Kendama.
Yeah.
You
With
should know.
fire,
You just went
too.
to a rave not that long ago, didn't you?
Girl.
Yeah, don't you know about all the rave stuff?
You say it like she's walking around being like, "Hello, what do you call your instrument in your industry, sir?" Like
Right.
that really harshes the vibe, bro. You don't like
It just kills the vibe.
You wander around the
She's-
rave and you vibe, bro. You don't interview.
Yeah.
You don't conduct investigations.
They can't
She's
even give
taking
me an
notes.
answer if they wanted to. They were fucked
Yeah.
up. Like, they wouldn't be able to.
She's over there taking notes, doing investigative reporting at the rave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, that's a
Remember,
fucking narc
kids.
over there. That's
Remember,
an
kids,
officer.
it's only cool when grown-ups swear. It's only cool when grown-ups swear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't say
Mhm.
bad words.
Remember,
real
kids, remember to say maybe to drugs. Just say maybe.
Just say maybe.
Say to drugs.
Watch
Say perhaps.
Battle-
Perhaps to drugs.
Battlestar Galactica. They have many suitable swear words
Oh,
that
yeah,
in real
frack.
life people will not know what you're saying.
Frack.
Yep.
Frack, yeah, frack.
Frack
Frack.
for sure. Frack. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fracking very much frowned upon
Also
by a
bad.
lot of people. So
Yeah.
has a good already built-in good negative connotation. Just go with frack.
What is happening?
Not
Well,
we're getting punchy. Not only is there a parade, Sarah, there's also they're finally getting us a nice fancy schmancy new show, right? And we've seen
yeah.
I think we've seen some drone work.
Yeah.
Like practice stuff testing that we saw not too long ago. I think it's all coming together. So what's this new show called?
Yeah, so this new show is called Sensational. It's their Lagoon show, and it's going to have drones, which is pretty freaking awesome. It's going to be debuting in June. There's going to be some amazing scores that are included in this as well from Harry Potter, Jurassic World. They've released a concept art,
It's just
and it
like
looks
music from John Williams, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say
like-
it's just a John Williams like fun fest.
Yeah.
fan cam.
Here
Yeah.
for it.
So what's really cool is that they haven't had a Lagoon show since 2022. So to bring one back and to bring it up back in this way is pretty awesome. But like I said, if you want to look at the concept art, there's fireworks,
Yeah.
drones,
Boom, it's up. I'm showing it off.
sharks, and dinosaurs, child. Like it's something.
Yeah.
Like, no, it look-
They're
it's
talking
World of
about
Color,
doing
but
4K
drones.
projection on water. And it's
Yeah,
like
they've-
you can project whatever you want onto water.
And they've done
They're still
they've done a
projecting on
couple of
water.
they've done a couple of different shows on this lagoon that use either water projection. They did one years ago that Uncle did that was giant spheres, Universal 360. They did. This,
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They did the ones that were water.
Man, I saw
curtains.
that. I saw the Ghostbusters year, the Halloween Horror Nights Ghostbusters water thing
Yeah.
they did. It was real
The Halloween
good.
show has been
It was
great.
real good.
So and the same guys are doing this one, so I'm very excited for it. They did, the last one was good.
When does this launch?
June 14th.
It's in June. It's in June. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Universal's really leaning in on evening stuff in a way that I mean the parade's not in the evening, but like they're finally kind of saying like
Right.
stick around. Which is something
And
that
as someone who's morbidly obese and doesn't fit on half of their attractions, it entices me to see that there's other things to do. At the
yeah. just sit on a bench and wait for a couple hours. You get to
morbid.
watch
Yeah.
some
my full
fountains.
ticket price there.
Yeah.
There you go.
You also get a full ticket price because there's also a new show coming to Islands of Adventure. I mean,
Yes.
same projection-esque stuff, but new show. Sarah, what's up
Different.
with Harry Potter?
Yes. So there's a new Hogwarts Always castle projection show at Universal Islands of Adventure, and it's gonna have 4 different endings. So that's kind of like the different part, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's,
You
I
know,
think the 4 endings are
each representing the houses.
Hogwarts always.
Hogwarts always.
Hogwarts Always.
Hogwarts always.
Epcot forever. Hogwarts always.
Yeah.
Epcot forever.
same. It's the same picture.
Yeah, it's the same picture.
No, it's. I mean, obviously they're referring to Snape's line at the very sad line at the end, right? But I think that 4 different endings are like it's supposed to.
Wait, what does he say? Because I didn't watch the movie.
Always
that he always
What do you
loved.
mean you ain't watched the movies?
He was.
There's like freaking 15 of them.
Is Snape's Patronus going to be in this though, Dave? Is that for real? Because it really feels like Epcot Forever to me. It's like it's such a corporate like passed down name.
Yeah.
Like it reeks of like AI wrote that name.
Yeah.
Like AI looked at the books and like we ran the numbers. We looked at how many people are using hashtags or whatever they say. You know.
Nathan, can you make the AI look up alternate names?
Hey. First of all, I'm not your fucking AI guy, people. Y'all giving me shit to do.
We did this last week, Dan. That's
it's not my job.
For the new Paris park name, we were like, yeah, that sounds like it was made by AI. Anyway,
yeah,
you know, it's a fan favorite moment with Snape. Like this is it's a big sad moment. I have
a feeling it's going to end with like a Quidditch match, and then whoever the winner is
exactly one of the houses will win, and it'll be randomized, and
yeah.
Which is
randomized.
Cool.
No. Yeah. The richest guest gets to pay to pick that house.
Sure.
And the reason you think it's randomized is because you're not rich enough to know.
Yeah.
If you were wealthy enough to know to be able to buy the house, because if you are like the Sultan or whatever, you know what I mean. Whatever it is, Dave.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it is. Whatever your life is. If you're John Stamos, whatever it is.
Right.
All right, and you're walking into that park and your son's a Hufflepuff.
Oh, yeah.
You bet your ass Hufflepuff is winning that night.
That's an
guarantee.
That's an option on the VIP tour list. Would you like to customize your show? Yeah.
Devoted.
Unless what they're not saying is that this show airs 4 times every night, and you just bring your kid, like just like circle around. You know what I mean? Like it's clearly listed like above the child urinal. You know what I mean? Like what? Like high enough that they can't see, but it's placed exactly where parents know to look. You know what I mean? And do they have like little toilets for like
the toddler toilets?
Yeah, do they have toddler toilets in ladies' rooms?
No, not always.
Have, small
okay, well they have toddler urinals at a lot of men's rooms.
In the baby center, let's say in the baby center, you can go. There's a list there. They
just have Moaning Myrtle announcing who's going to be next in the bathroom. That thing creeps me out.
That one was 75 years old when she recorded that role. Yeah, that one was like 103. You wouldn't believe how old that lady is.
In the bathrooms, you can't understand a word she's saying in the bathrooms, and it comes off as so creepy. Can't. It's literally like, who is this woman whistling and flirting with me while I'm peeing? Like it's the weirdest thing.
Who's taking a shit and like whispering to herself?
So she's flirting with y'all in the men's bathroom?
No, I don't know what she's saying, but her voice is...
I mean, kind of.
Yeah, that's the only way we can.
Her name is Moaning
Myrtle. Moaning Myrtle has this weird... The whole line delivery is like... It's like giggling and girly and weird, and because of her accent and the echo, because she's a ghost and it's supposed to be a bathroom, like you can't... It's the worst sound mix ever. I've never picked out a single word, so it comes out more like, am I supposed to be in here? Am I in the wrong side? What's going on?
What happened? Let's go over to Universal Hollywood. I'm very excited to see this movie this weekend. The Fall Guys Stuntacular pre-show is now performing before Waterworld. I love this thing. If you've seen it, it's just batshit. It's just like, how can we explode everything? And it's insane.
It's pretty great. I mean, I think it's a great promotion for the movie. My thing is, they kind of give away every single, like half of the gags that happen in the Waterworld show that folloes it. It's a little weird for me.
But I mean, Waterworld's been there for 100 years?
Yeah, whatever.
Like, it's not like, it's fine.
It's fine.
I do like
Can
that
you
Ryan
leave after
Gosling
it?
showed up. I do love
Can you
that.
leave after it? I don't know, but it's like the Waterworld show if they were wearing like street clothes instead of like future,
Yeah.
future wear.
Have you guys seen the press for the Fall Guy? Like how every single like red carpet that they've had stunt
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
clever.
guys on it.
It's rad.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy about this. I like the synergy. Universal doesn't do this as much as Disney. I like this, like, we've got a movie coming out and we got to shill it. I love it.
It tested through the roof,
Yeah.
by the way. Like the testing
It
numbers
looks
for the movie
amazing.
are huge. The testing numbers are one of the biggest they've had in a long time, so they're very
Oh, I'm seeing it tomorrow. I know zero
Me
about
too.
it, so
It's based on
all I know
it's
is
based on an
Victoria
old,
just bought into the FOMO. She's like, "What are you
What?
saying? Do I have to see it right
It's
now?
based on a
I just bought a
It's
ticket."
based on
well,
an
the
old
boyfriend was like,
sitcom
"We
from
should
the
go to the movies and see Fall Guy," and I was like, "Sure." We spent and wasted money on Challengers. Why the hell not?
Girl challengers.
It's based on
Okay,
a it's
go
based
ahead.
on
Sorry,
a on a 80s TV show. It's based on a
Yeah.
the guy who played the $6
Oh.
Million Man, Lee Majors. It's about
Yeah.
a stuntman who gets involved in sort of crime solving. It's like an action comedy show.
Yeah.
So, but nobody knows that. You don't
Um,
really need to know that going in, but that's why
no.
they own the brand name. So
Look,
I was gonna say I
Ryan
wasn't
Gosling. Ryan Gosling is the funniest guy around. Like he's
Okay.
very like The Nice Guys is one of the funniest movies in the last decade.
Agree.
And the man can do no wrong in my eyes when it comes to this stuff. He's just the coolest.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled that this is.
Oh,
I
What if Ryan Gosling bought a George Bush painting?
It's fine.
Oh my god.
okay,
Let him.
let him.
I don't mind anyone buying them.
Canadian, he
Welcome
doesn't
to-
know any
What
better.
if George Bush paints Ryan Gosling and they hang it at Epcot?
I'd love it. It would look like his.
Well,
It would
What
look
then,
like his
Nathan?
Beavis and Butthead variant on SNL. That would be what it would end up turning into, I think.
I love that baby goose, man.
Oh,
What a great actor.
the best.
I've
The
never
best.
got-
Dave, speaking of Universal, you have been to the Glam Tram tour for the
have.
60th.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been
And you
waiting
have,
for this.
from what you've told us, you have thoughts.
I have
So
thoughts.
I'm going
So-
to explain
Ooh.
what. Explain the newness of this tour and what they're doing for the anniversary.
So
and
yeah.
we'll go from there.
I'm a ringer for this because I grew up with the original tour. I grew up with the pink and white glamour trams.
Didn't you weren't you a tour guide?
I was a tour guide from 1987
Right.
to 1991.
Yeah, you
So yeah,
You, flirted
a
with
good
Peter
run.
Falk. Like you had you met Columbo. It was great.
I waved to Columbo a lot on the tours, and he did. Hey, how you doing? Like I have a lot of tour guide stories. So I have a real soft spot for the studio tour. It's one of those one of a kind things that they tried to duplicate at Disney MGM, and it wasn't the same because it's not a really old studio. It's something you really can't replicate. That lot and the kind of thing the studio tour is so unique, and I think it's one of the best rides in the world, even if people don't consider it a ride. It kind of is in its own way. And they've added attractions to it over the years. We call them.
It's a ride.
It's a ride.
It's-
Thank
yeah.
you, Dan.
It's
Thank
dope.
you. It's dope.
I love it.
All the little
Yeah.
stops with the.
Also, I was born the year you started doing the tour.
Oh,
So you
That's
you can call me Daddy from now
Exactly.
on. So
Oh,
Everyone, welcome to
what's
Dave
changed?
is Old. Anyway, Dave, get back
Yeah.
to your story.
who's
Hey, he started
Who's-
it. He said that he was the after photo of me,
Who-
which, you know what? If that's where I'm going, thank God. As
You're
long as
welcome.
I-
You're
God
welcome.
bless.
he started it with the ageism, don't point
I actually
fingers at
should
me,
show
all
you
right?
photos of me, but I think we could be brothers from other mothers. So anyway,
I'll give you my phone number, but
no,
I'm a little
no.
worried about what kind of
Don't
photos
worry.
I'm going to receive of you as a
Don't
young
worry.
man.
we didn't take those kind of photos back then. You didn't have access to that kind of camera. It was
You
just
had to
film.
develop it at 1
You had
hour
to
photo.
develop it
It
at 1 hour
was
photo.
too
I would
hard.
never do that then. So
Yeah,
There were Polaroids, Dave. Don't be so naive.
that's true. Valid.
There's Polaroids, Dave. I know there are.
oh
So-
my god.
In a suitcase.
what a turn
Dave's
this
not
took.
denying it. Does anyone hear it? I don't,
I don't
hear
hear
it.
denial.
Dave.
let's just say let's
okay.
just say if I ever show you a picture on my phone, don't swipe. Look at the photo I'm showing you. Do not swipe.
Well, if
Do not
anyone
swipe.
swipes, if someone hands you their phone and there's a photo and then you swipe,
You're a terrible person,
Yeah.
right?
Honestly.
Do not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's just publicly
We have
accepted.
long created the custom of I will send you the photo I want you to see, or I will show you the
Right.
photo.
Or airdrop
There
you,
is
yes.
no touching everyone's phones. There's too much potential for dynamite. So
There is a nice little.
How's the earthquake like, Dave? On the
So
tram?
it got a refurb. It's really nice, and it's sort of polished and scrubbed up, and all the effects are working again, and because it was looking a little long in the tooth. They didn't change anything, but it's shining like a new penny. It's like I was there opening day of that attraction in '89, and so I have a super soft spot for that. For all what they call those, we call those their animations, by the way, and the little things on the drawer. They're called. That's what they called them back in the '70s when they started putting them in. Anyway, I have a real soft spot for it, so I was very excited for this. First of all, that fucking popcorn bucket is perfect. That looks like the little tram with Woody Woodpecker, and you press him and he laughs, and it's just great. Did you know that tram the tram with the weird sort of slant to it? Actually, I have a good pin of it. Look, I have this little pin right here. This guy. So these were designed by Harper Goff, who was a movie production designer who designed Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, the original Gene Wilder one, and he designed the Jungle Cruise boats. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea for Disney. He designed the Jungle Cruise boats, which is why that has the stripy top, just like the Jungle Cruise. So there's some Disney history there too. Anyway, so I was very excited to go see everything. The long and short of it is, it's good that they're doing a celebration of everything, and it's some cool merch. There's food, right? There's a lot of little touches around the whole park that are nice that they're acknowledging this. On the tram ride, what it really amounts to is a couple of the trams have been turned to the old style. They're the new tram shapes, but they've been painted and colored to look like the old red and white candy stripe ones. During Halloween, there's a part where the terror tram where you get off the tram and walk through spooky stuff and then get back on the tram.
Yeah.
It's that, basically. They just took that and cleaned it up, and it's not scary, but you walk by the Psycho house and they've littered it with props and the car from Psycho. And then there's 3 photo ops. There's a Fast and Furious one with some cars. There's a Kong one, which is like a hand with a photo backdrop. But the photo backdrop is the movie Kong, the new movie Kong.
yeah, it's not that classic one.
I wanted it to be the one from the old attraction, because that's what it should be. Evidently, I heard from friends that work there, there's a lot of internal discussion about how much of it should be old and how much of it is for a newer audience, and I don't agree with anybody who.
Well, no one gives a shit about the Peter Jackson King
Kong. No
one
one cares,
anymore.
right?
It's
and my point is, if you're celebrating 60 years of the tour, do the tour.
Point.
Anyway, there's a Jaws, the old Jaws that used to hang in the park, is there and all spruced up, and then each one of those also has
all bruised up. You mean?
They also,
sir, we're gonna have to ask you to leave.
I have a podcast so I can tell dad jokes. That's the whole point of this shit.
They also have some QR codes where you download Instagram filters that are little animations. I posted one to my Instagram. I'll send it. It's fun. It's like it's you floating in the water and the shark attacks you and the tram's running by behind you. It's those cool animated videos. So there's 3 of those for those photo ops. And that's about it. And then the tour itself, they have a ton of old footage and historical information about some of what the tour used to be. Here's the thing. I expected tons of it because I know they have so much footage, and there just wasn't a lot. There's a lot of the tour guide talking about things, but I'm like, you're talking about things that have no context for these people. Show them a picture. And so I don't know. I went to the pass holder preview, so I don't know if it's just not out yet. I know that they were still training guides on the new media. So, and then the other thing that we skipped I was told afterwards, we skipped 2 entire parts of the tour. The city sets, the metro sets, New York Street, and another section because of the tram accident that happened the week before. Then that happened right before all of this stuff started. So there's 2 whole sections of the tour that were closed, and evidently there is associated media that goes with that. So there would have been more media to play back that celebrates the 60th. But if I have a minor note, it's like, they talk about a lot of what the tour used to be, and they'll say, that used to be over there. And it's like, why aren't you showing me you have pictures of this. Just put up, it doesn't even have to be produced video. Just put photos. Anyway, I admire the effort. I know that there was the poop I got from people working there is there was some internal strife about how much of it should feel retro, which if anybody said it shouldn't, they're wrong.
I would agree. I would agree.
But the stuff they did right. Like the stuff that is there is really right. The merch is
Well,
really
and
fun.
I want to give props to the murals in the front, because those are done by a wonderful Disney nerd and someone a friend of mine, Hayden Evans, who does
Hayden did
incredible work.
those.
They're really beautiful
and
too. It's the
they're
history
so
of tours, the
good.
timeline.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh, awesome.
yeah, it's peak
So
excellence.
I'll
for
go
sure.
back. I'm a pass holder, so
Cool.
obviously I'll go back and see if it's complete. And there's more stuff that they're rolling out. There's a news announcement somewhere. One of the sites announced that they were bringing back the runaway train, like re-rigging it to move again.
Oh,
they're not. It's moved up. It's on the collapsing bridge, and none of those work anymore. So I don't know if they were just got bad information, but it's out to that's one of the things that an old part of the tour, the collapsing bridge, that is still there.
Bring back Battlestar Galactica. Let's go old school.
I went through that. I try to calculate in my head how many times I'd been through all of those, how many tours I'd given. It's in the high single digit thousands easily.
Wow.
I probably went through King Kong and Earthquake and Battlestar Galactica and all that stuff 6, 7, 8,000 times maybe. So I could do those spiels in my sleep. So
that's incredible.
There's tons of video of that online. There's a lot of one of my favorite souvenirs as a kid. I was the weird kid who didn't buy like T-shirts or souvenirs. I bought like the souvenir book of parks, and if they had it, I would buy the VHS and then later the DVD. And back in the 70s, I actually bought like the Super 8 reels.
Wow.
That's I was the nerd. I was the AV nerd. Look on YouTube. There's one called Beyond Behind the Scenes that somebody's already digitized. That was a VHS tape they started selling in like the mid 80s, and it's so great. It's a slice of that park, like right when I was working there. It's crack.
We're going to international news. Victoria, why don't you tell us about some amazing costumes that we have coming to a specific location? And then, of course, having Dan here, he's got to give some feedback about what this is all about. So, Victoria, what do we got?
Yeah, so for Disney, I believe it's called Disney Lookout Cay. It's their new private island, essentially, for the Disney Cruise Line. I think it's just about done, but recently they showed us first looks at not only Mickey and Minnie's outfits that'll be themed to Disney Lookout Cay, but pretty much the whole gang. So looking at the photo, it's Daisy, Donald, Chip and Dale, Pluto, pretty much the whole gang, and it's Bahamian style kind of outfits. It highlights the culture, essentially. So it's very vibrant colors, bright colors. Something that would be comfortable to wear on a vacation, that kind of thing. And it just celebrates the Bahamas. I think they're cute.
Yeah, Dan,
Minnie's outfit is very cute.
mascot
A
expert.
local Bohemian artist actually designed them. Not from the island, but from the area. I wasn't familiar with the name, but he is well recognized. Which I dug. I thought it was cool that they like went local, like instead of just doing some like internal designs, like always. I think it's cool because Minnie has an accessory. She's got a purse, which is cool. Like a lot of her looks don't usually include something that she carries.
Yeah.
Characters by and large don't have things that they carry. It's usually attached to them. So I love that, actually. I really, really dig it. And it's almost in a way like a bracelet, like a complicated bracelet. But I think it will work with guests like on the island, like looking very beached out. Like you caught Minnie on her way to the beach, or yada yada yada, and I dig it. They did a Black content creator night at Disney parks within the last like night or two, and they walked out this Mickey and Minnie there. I saw Straw Hat Goofy. Is that was the name? Straw Goofy.
Straw Hat Goofy.
Hat Man.
Yeah.
Straw Hat Goofy.
Strong Hat Goofy. And he was at an event, like a Hulu kind of thing, and they had them there, and they're gorgeous. Minnie looks incredible. Looks beautiful, and I love the rest of them. These are costume characters of that are privileged meetings. You know what I mean? They're going here is not cheap. So if your family can afford it, have fun at Lookout Cay. Otherwise, if your family's going on, some good old fashioned busted Disney, dream or something, God bless, and good luck.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just saying that these characters, not a lot of people are going to see these characters. It's cool. I dig it. It's fun reporting. It's also like the characters that Alauni Alani
Oh,
or
yeah,
whatever. You
mhm.
know, it's
Oh,
like
yeah, that's
cool.
true.
Cool. It's Halloween. You rolled up 15 new Halloween costumes at Alani. Cool. For like 17 rich kids to see for 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like no one even like who people who own an Alani are renting somewhere else. You know?
Yeah. Well, sometimes they'll put these away for a while and bring them out for something else. So maybe we'll get a chance, but it'll be years from now. Let's talk about my new favorite place that I get to go to in like a week, which is Tokyo. And
we're tired, Nathan.
yeah. Shut up. You're gonna there. You're there in July. Like, don't act like you're
Nathan, as a Tokyo travel, is this your first time?
It's my first time.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I'm curious,
Mhm.
and if this is too personal,
feel
you can
free,
text me
feel
about
free.
it later. What is your first time budget for a Tokyo trip?
Well, that's an excellent question because I have a very unique experience that I like to show off, which is that my wife's father worked for the airlines. And so we currently have standby privileges for the year. So we are flying most likely first class to Japan, no stops, for free. So I don't think that counts as
That's fine.
that's a lot of the budget.
Flight budgets are. It is a lot of the budget, but it also isn't at the same time.
Sure.
It's the least complicated of the budget.
Mhm.
It's just one number, and then that's what the number
Yeah.
is. I'm more interested about actually what the cost of a, because like I can go to, I could get in my car and go to Alabama for 3 weeks with $600 and have, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but you're in
well,
Alabama.
Give me like
That's the problem.
Low-key, I want to compare.
But that's what I mean. Well, there's
Because I have a
Japan
budget.
has an
I
Alabama.
wanna see
I
Nathan's budget.
hate to break it to you, Nathan.
It's true.
But every place has an Alabama,
Yep.
and I'm saying that you could go to the Alabama of Japan, or you could go to the Disney World of Japan.
Japanabama.
And I'm looking for some kind of reference here, Nathan. So that's all
I'm not
looking
planning.
for
I'm
here.
staying in Tokyo. There's no Japanabama for me. But the
Tokyo whole time.
Tokyo
One
the whole
place, one
time.
time?
I just didn't.
For a
there's-
week,
we're gonna be
right?
there for 2.5 weeks. I wanted.
You're not going to go to the mountains.
We might venture out a little, but I don't want to take a train. I'm not. I don't want to deal with day stuff. There's so much to see.
You're there for 2
and
weeks,
it's
though,
nice
right?
to sort of concentrate. Yeah, and I have plans for every day.
Don't be a Carl Frederick.
Oh.
Look, I'm going.
Be an Ellie.
Look, I am literally going across the fucking country, and you're all like, "You're not doing enough. You need to do more."
Planet. I mean, I was kind of
Yeah, but I mean,
surprised when you
imagine
said you
you
were
just
doing
you
no
go to
stuff,
America and you just hang out for 2 weeks in Times Square. Is all I'm saying.
Tokyo is not just Times Square. I mean, there's plenty. There's so much to do. Okay, here's what I have to give you an
Welcome
idea.
to Nathan vehemently defends his decision.
Yeah, apparently.
I'll give
Yeah,
you,
you're all
I'll
on
give-
me.
I'll give you a reference. My husband and I did it. This is 2016, so it's not quite the same dollars, but it's similar now. We did an Airbnb in Tokyo, and it was a little tiny, what they call a 1K, which is an itty bitty apartment that nobody likes to live in anymore, but because they were like where the salarymen lived back in the 80s during the big booms there. They'd live out in the sticks, and they'd come in for a week on the train, and they would live in these tiny little apartments. But it's like we didn't care because we weren't staying in the hotel in the room much. It was like maybe $40 or $50 a night for that 1K. You can find places like that in Tokyo for nothing. And so I would say we did 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And one full week was in 1.5 weeks were in Tokyo, and that was parks and cultural stuff, and then another 3 or 4 days in Japan and Kyoto. And I would say with train tickets, with food, and with everything, my husband and I probably spent for 2 weeks about $4,000, almost $5,000, probably $5,000.
What I would.
That's what I was.
I was
thinking.
gonna say
About
I'm
4 or 5
taking
days.
three for three. I'm taking $3,000 for 3.
Yeah, I'm taking
I
three
would-
grand for a week.
Yeah.
Damn,
I'm
Victoria.
Here's
budgeting
what I
a
would
trip
say.
now. I'm budgeting a trip now for
Have you seen the
Expo.
Tokyo Disney merch?
Damn,
I'm
Victoria,
budgeting-
3K for a week.
I'm
I'm not
budgeting
gonna-
now for a trip in 2025 for Expo, and it's coming out to now. We're staying a little fancier because we're staying with a bunch of friends, so it's
Dave.
a bigger.
Because I'm going with
All right, you guys are coming too. We're going with a group of folks and it's a bigger Airbnb, and it's coming out to like we found an Airbnb for 6 of us that's like $2,000 for the week, like nothing.
Wow.
So
that's nothing.
So currently I have, because of the standby issue and having to get on a flight, I have a hotel that starts like a bit in, so like 14th through the 19th I've reserved, and then I'll get something when I get there, or like when I'm on the flight, for when I know I'm going, when I'm there. So I'm guessing I'm spending about 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 5 days. It's $450.
Oh, good.
Add on probably 4 days, it's probably going to be, 800 to 900. Park wise, it's going to cost me for 4 days at the resort and 3 days in the park. It's about $953. So around $3K.
Yeah, I know the park tickets aren't that expensive out
No.
there. I know the hotel, if you want to stay at the hotel, there is a cost there, a little bit more elevated.
Yeah.
Well, we're staying at,
I hear it's bangers.
we're
That's the one
we're
thing
staying
we're
at
splurging on.
Celebration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're staying at Celebration, which is like the cheap one that you have to take a tram to, and I'm fine with that. That doesn't bother me. It's still nice, and the difference in price is astonishing too. It's like if you look at like Disneyland, or it gets like crazy. It gets kind of like, it starts smelling like Florida a little bit.
We're splurging on a night or two at Miracosta, and it's looking like
Yeah, that'll cost you
about
I
$400.
fucking hate you.
It's my 55th birthday present and our
There you go.
30th
Aw.
wedding anniversary.
Oh.
Oh, okay, it's worth it. It's worth
I mean,
it.
I still hate you, but
Yeah.
So,
But anyway, at Tokyo, we have a replacement attraction coming. Victoria, what do we got?
so I guess this is about to be a trend across the board. That's my prediction, but they at Tokyo are replacing their Buzz Lightyear Astro Blaster with a Wreck-It Ralph attraction, which is hilarious to me because when they closed Stitch's Great Escape, everyone was like, they should turn that into a fucking Wreck-It Ralph ride, and they put it in Tokyo. So
Get rid
basically,
of
with
Buzz.
this one, that Vanellope and Ralph are you're going to go in the game world with them, and you're going to be collecting, like, what are these things called, like sugar bugs, and they're basically a new glitch that King Candy has made, and you're just going to help them turn back into like cute candies, like cookies, things like that,
because they look like vegetables is what they look like, the villains.
Oh.
So
Funny.
this also goes for the gift shop attached to it as well. That's going to get completely done too. Based on what I saw, I'm trying to think of the name of the attraction. I think it's
I don't think they have one yet.
no, that's not what I'm saying. It's something about the tech. Let me look it up really quick.
So no, I know that. So what it is the Ant-Man and the Wasp nano battle in Hong Kong.
That's
which started with the system actually started with Shanghai Disneyland as the Buzz Lightyear Planet Rescue. It is easy to think of this as, it's just another shooter ride. I cannot tell you enough that the system they're using is a sea change in terms of interactive attractions. Right. Because it is no longer.
I think we'll take your word for it, Mr. Men in Black Alien Attack.
It is. No, like I rode the one in Shanghai, and the only way to describe it is it's really snappy. Now it actually feels like a video game. It's very responsive because it's not IR driven; it's camera driven, and a lot of the targets are video projection on physical things. So there's a lot of map projection in addition to physical figures and stuff. So anything's a target. Right, that's the thing, is that it no longer needs sensors because it's camera based. So anything can be a target. So the kineticism of the world around you is much higher because it's easier for them to have everything moving and spinning or map projection or both, and then make it a target. So that concept art, like I can already see, I'm sort of predicting how they're going to do all of that. There's probably those are probably figures of Vanellope and Ralph. But all that other stuff will be little video map targets or, some sort of projection plane or something mixed in with scenery. But the versions of that tech are really, really good. Like way faster, way more satisfying feeling than the IR systems we had before. So it's pretty great.
Was Wreck-It Ralph like big in Japan?
Huge. That and
it was really big in Japan.
Big Hero 6 and Wreck-It Ralph.
Because of the video game, Hero. That makes sense.
Like that, Big Hero 6.
Also, just the America of it all. It's very much kawaii. Mm-hmm. It's like America's kawaii, and so it kind of like doubled down because America is very novelized over there. Like they still got Splash Mountain, y'all, and it's not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like they're living on a different plane of existence with a different set of rules. And so like I dig it. I dig Japan, man.
Wow.
It's like a time capsule, and America is like a novelty. You know what I mean? Like you go there and they've got like New York.
Well, they have an American town in
and
Kyoto.
it's like going to Epcot.
Yeah.
You know what I
They
mean?
do.
And going to like China.
Dan, did you have an I had an experience. I've been to those parks a couple of times, but Jason and I on that 2016 trip had such a funny experience going on Space Mountain, which is closing soon, RIP. In that as we're getting in line, they very politely called us over and took us behind a wall to the test seat because they clocked us.
Oh yeah, they do
And
that. I read that.
Yeah, we got clocked, and they're like, please check. And so we got in and showed them we're
that's
fine.
nice.
It was tighter. It's a couple of the rides there are tighter for bigger people. But they are literally on the lookout for big American tourists to very politely bring them to a private area to check so that you don't get in line and wait and be.
I mean,
That's nice.
that's polite. That is polite.
Yeah, I know. It was very sweet. I was
Wait,
like,
you're saying they don't just put it out in public in front of everyone to
Through the
fetch
intercom?
no, it's
Bob?
behind a thing. Yeah,
It's behind like
okay.
a wall.
Universal just did that with Secret Life of Pets because it's such a problem with it's too tight,
Yeah.
and so they put it.
Yeah.
They
on
did
the
that with
wall.
Velocicoaster too, actually.
Yeah, and so it's
I
just.
just
I don't know if I was.
turned away.
I was
Oh,
both.
oof.
I was both like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm. That's very polite of you, and I've been profiled, I guess. But okay, I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Well,
Whatever.
I mean, Dave, I mean, you're not thin as a stick.
No,
I think
no,
it's they're doing it out of love. We'll say
it is.
Well,
for sure.
Oh,
Uh,
before I forget, so if
yes.
you want to ride Buzz at Tokyo, it closes in
I
October.
don't know why.
I don't think anybody cares.
No,
But it's gonna reopen
I'm gonna
2020.
do it because I mean, is it the same?
it's exactly the
as
same
one?
layout.
It's
Pretty much the
exactly
same
the
layout as
same,
Disneyland. Yeah.
But it's better, right?
No.
Like it's
No.
cleaner?
Just because it's in
No.
Tokyo, Nathan? Okay,
No.
still
No, I'm
annoying.
just it's just everything's taking.
I looked up
care
video.
of.
It's pretty much
It's the same.
literally a carbon copy.
Yeah. And
Look,
the one
I'm only
here
going to
ain't even that
Disneyland.
good.
I'm going to Disneyland for Tony Solari. That's about it. Okay. Speaking of things, actually, this is another thing I'm
This is
going
exciting.
to Disneyland for, and it's
Yeah.
very exciting.
Hyped for
Victoria,
This is just for you.
it
First off,
is Victoria. What's
don't-
coming back
I
to
don't even
Disneyland
like this
Tokyo?
ride, but I'm hyped for it.
Yeah. What's going on?
So, for the first time in 5 years, Country Bear Summer Vacation, whatever it's called,
Vacation Jamboree.
Vacation Hoedown. Yeah.
Vacation Jamboree.
Hoedown? Oh, it's Hoedown. Vacation Hoedown?
Jamboree.
Jamboree?
I think
Okay,
it's called Jamboree. In the States, it was called Hoedown, but the Hoedown doesn't have a translation or doesn't.
They don't
Yeah,
have
no.
a way of translating that.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Country Bear, we're going to call it Country Bear Vacation Jamboree. It's coming back to Tokyo. So between May 17th, which, as Nathan stated, is when he will be going, through November 7th, which works out for me and Sarah because that's when we're going, we will be able to see their special summer version. So it's basically like a cute little vacation that the bears go on, and it's just a journey. And I personally looked up the song list. I recognize 3 songs. So
I'll organize
Makes you
zero.
feel good. Look, all I
And
know.
I learned that this was also a Magic Kingdom. So
Yeah,
Here's-
totally.
Here's
yeah.
here's the
Crazy.
thing though.
Big Al wears
It's-
flannel. That's all that matters. Big Al's in flannel.
It's also like the songs are in Japanese, like it's translated.
I was just going to
It's-
ask that.
It's really charming. I mean, Vacation Hoedown was always my favorite one. I know it's not. It's a lot of people prefer the Christmas one, but Vacation Hoedown was absolutely my favorite one for years, mainly because of the octopus scene where he falls in love with the octopus. That was great. Anyway, but it's all in Japanese. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. It's very cute.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
I'm
very
so
excited
hyped
for it.
this. All I saw was Singing in the Rain, and I was like, I'm in there.
Dan, there's our bounding. You and me and Nathan,
There
we
you
go
go.
as 3 of the Country Bears, just bound. I'll just wear flannel.
Oh,
That's
can you
it. We're done.
please?
Do I
Just flannel.
still do? I mean,
Cute.
When I go to the parks, I already am bounding as a country as
All you got to do is
a resident of Pennsylvania
That's rude.
who lives in the mountains.
And carry one of those those jugs that you blow on with the moonshine in it to make music.
with
Yeah,
the
just carry that around.
Triple R.
XXX on it. Yeah.
And they also every time I trip that's what they yell at me. Ho down.
Yeah. Hoedown. We love it.
Ho
Good
down.
job.
I
Good
didn't
job.
know if I counted as a bear. I don't. I mean, I guess I don't know.
Me?
You could be an
I don't know if-
honorary bear.
Colloquially, in the queer
You're a-
community, they would
You're
call
a bear.
me.
You,
You're-
yes,
yeah,
me.
He's a cub.
I have
He's
the
a cub.
receipts.
Okay.
What
okay.
would you be? You'd be an otter. I
No,
Okay.
you'd be you're honorary bear. You're
Wait, I don't know how much chest
Honorary
hair
bear?
you have, so I guess that's
right, and it's
Let's
also
take
it's
a
not.
gander.
He's it's a bear's a state
A
of
little.
mind. It's a state of mind. It's
It's a state of mind.
all the
And I'm living.
you
it,
are
baby.
you're absolutely
24/7.
You are king bear.
I'm hibernating
King
right
bear.
now.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it with my eyes open, like Dumbledore, Gandalf. I don't know which one I could do it. Probably both.
Probably both.
do it. If I'm being honest.
Gandalf did it, but yeah. All right, let's keep moving on here. Janine, we have a teaser trailer for a movie everybody wanted. Everyone said, I desperately want this movie. What trailer do we have?
I wanted it.
We have we have the trailer for Mufasa, the Lion King. I'm sorry, my voice.
Poor sick
my
Janine
state.
staying up. She was like, I think I might have strep. And I was like, then you don't need to be on the podcast. And she was like, no, I can make it.
I got this.
And she's just like slowly
I can
dying,
rally.
disintegrating in
rally.
front of
I've
me.
been declining as this has
Yeah.
progressed. Like
Anyway,
I can
I'll-
no longer pass air through my nasal
I will let
passages,
you
but
finish so you
forgive my
can
voice.
then go and die. Yeah, go ahead.
So in December, on December 20th, Mufasa the Lion King comes out. They launched the 1.5-minute long teaser trailer. It looks like what you would expect it to look like. It's got lions. It's got Zazu.
Listen here, it
It's
has
got-
Beyonce, and that's all we care
And-
about.
and Blue
okay?
Ivy.
First off, it has
And
crisis
Blue
manager Blue
Ivy.
Ivy. It has
Period.
crisis
Yeah.
manager Blue Ivy. I
Exactly.
shall be set.
100%.
I
Crisis
was not
manager.
for
What
it
do you
all.
mean? What do you mean? I don't.
He is
I don't know
Beyonce's
the- I
manager. Blue Ivy
He's
is Beyonce's.
Beyonce's manager.
Did you not know
Really?
that? It's on the internet. It's just a joke.
No, it's,
Oh,
it's
it's
an
just a
internet
joke. Okay. all right.
Yeah.
thing. It's just a joke.
We
gonna say,
have
she's like,
I
yeah.
was like, who
Blue
asked for
Ivy
this
has
for
a
the whole
Grammy.
minute?
She is a dancer, and she's gonna get an Oscar for this award. Yes, ma'am.
And well, and you.
She's an incredibly wise businesswoman, Beyonce,
Yeah.
because she's essentially put her children in the position, like, who cares what she wills them?
Right.
Like, whatever. Like, Beyonce, go live your life,
Yeah.
honey. But, like, her children, she's, like, taking care of it. You see other people do it, too. Like Will Smith,
Yeah.
you know, that Karate Kid movie or whatever. And look what happened there. I mean, oh, my God, that's some wild banana stuff. That Jade Smith kid, holy smokes.
Yeah.
But he was, like, dressed like white Darth Vader or something for a minute. Like, what was that?
His
he was
name is
doing?
now
He was wearing, like,
Sire.
all pleather.
Yeah, he goes by.
Sure.
He has changed his name. Okay, I have.
Great.
Not
He
been
makes
keeping up
music.
with
I
my
mean, if
but,
my parents were who his parents are, I'd probably be kind of fucked up too. So
Yeah.
Yo, he has
that's
some
fair.
good music. He has some good music. And
anyway, we're
Will
not talking
Smith
about
is
him.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this trailer.
Mads Mikkelsen is I think maybe a villain.
Yeah,
based
yeah.
On the description.
What
They
else
describe him
does
as a
Mads
formidable
Mikkelsen play?
lion with big plans for his pride.
And it's Barry Jenkins. Barry Jenkins is gonna be. Bless you. It's Barry
Janine
Jenkins.
has cursed me.
And Lin Manuel is doing the music, right? Yeah.
Of course he is.
I appreciate that both these men are getting very big paychecks, but
Yeah.
they could do so much better stuff with their time.
Yeah,
in my
100%.
Yeah.
That was
I
my
don't-
only concern was Lin-Manuel, because I'm like, when I hear Lion King, I don't hear Lin-Manuel,
No.
but I'm also ready to allow him to cook.
Ah,
So there's that.
I mean, Moana is. I don't think of the Pacific Island when I think of Lin-Manuel, but Moana slaps.
Yeah,
That is true. That is
So-
true.
valid.
All I know
Yeah.
is hopefully we
Um,
get another album out of Beyonce.
Yes.
That's all I care about at this point. I
This
wasn't
was
sad
Puerto
until-
Rico is the Atlantic Polynesian. You understand? So it works if you think about it. It's like a Rorschach test in a way if you just squished America.
Yeah.
sure.
Here's the thing.
you wrote
I don't think this
Hamilton,
movie
you
was.
know?
Yeah.
Hamilton was good.
I don't think this movie was made for me. So like, fine. If people want it, have
Yeah.
it. But it's not made for me.
Are we talking about Mufasa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that movie doesn't go into the extensive pre-established lore of
Lion
the
Guard?
Lion Guard,
Yeah.
I have no interest.
We
Yeah,
need like mystical.
It's the power of the roar. The power of the roar.
I love it.
The man has children, as you can
It's-
see.
That's a good show.
If you
Yeah,
don't have
also,
children,
I just
That's a
you
really
guys are
good show.
all watching
You're-
Bluey. You're sleeping on the line.
You are.
It is the most insane
Yes.
show I've ever seen in my
I saw
entire
your tweet
life.
about
It's
that, and I
nuts.
went and watched some of Lion and it's bananas.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
It's bananas.
Yeah.
And I
when you
love
find out
it.
that Scar was like secretly possessed like some wild like force powers,
Oh,
and then
no.
he had to be evil.
Yep.
You know,
We love it.
but then
We love it.
I don't like Scar being gay and evil though. You know, but
We love it. Wait.
I don't know. I'm okay with a
I
gay
love
villain.
as the great Alonso Duralde says, we love an evil gay. So
sure.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
watch Die Hard for Bruce
like
Willis.
an evil gay
if you
with
know what
intention.
I mean. Like,
I love an evil gay with intention.
Okay.
oh yeah,
I don't
Okay.
necessarily like an evil gay that was prescribed.
yes,
Like to like and there is, you know, it's like I don't like guys, you know, like the guy who wrote Dune, he was a smart guy, you
well,
know, whatever.
about
He-
some
he
stuff.
had some
Don't ask
interesting
him about
stuff.
the Jews.
But-
Yeah,
Right. Well, and also don't ask him about
No.
queer
Yeah.
people because
No.
you know, Denny, I call him Dennis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Daddy Dune.
Daddy
Bowie,
D.
he really reworked
Oh yeah.
some significant stuff,
Mhm.
and it's bananas. You know what? I keep asking the question. No one's got a good answer for me. But like, what happened on the other side of like the 60s and 70s trans movement? Because don't tell me that like Dune, you know, isn't like the biggest piece of trans media I've ever seen in my entire life. You know what I mean? Like a young man is trained with the arts of like a female like witch cult, and like he walks between gender realms. Like what happened in the 70s?
Yeah.
I need to figure like is it going to give me hope or is it going to make me sad? Spoiler word, it's going to make me sad.
Yeah.
I kinda figured it out. But,
I'm mid Dune
there's
Messiah.
unfortunately a lot of
Yeah.
death that happened unfortunately shortly after that, and kind of changed the landscaping of the queer community. So who knows what happened on the other side of
The later books are basically like reminding you over and over again. No. He's the bad guy. Like remember.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
These Chalamet lovers are not prepared.
They're
if they
not
continue
ready.
with this.
They're not
Yeah.
ready.
I love I love what the book's about in that, you know,
Yeah.
religion is just made up by old white people.
Yeah.
It's the greatest
Right.
thing ever. Just love it.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, wow, how do we get from Mufasa to this? Anyway, let's talk about another movie.
Because of queer
Because of
coding.
queer
Nathan,
coding,
that's
that's
how we
right.
There
got
is
there, all
another.
right?
This is other live action adaptation.
Yes, tell me, Janine, what are we getting?
Yeah. God help us, we're getting Space Mountain, the movie, by the Chucklefucks who made
Chuckle fucks.
Cowboy Bebop's on Netflix.
The terrible adaptation of
famously awful.
yeah.
No.
Famously awful, like unwatchable.
Wait, I haven't watched the show. I've just seen the trailer. Like it doesn't look bad.
If you're a fan of,
It's
if you're a fan,
bad.
it's bad. If you're a fan of
Janine,
the
I need you to say
original-
psych right now.
Okay, no,
I'm
she's
sorry.
There already is a Space Mountain live action movie, and it's the 2000 masterpiece Space Cowboys. And if you just live your life thinking that every time you ride Space Mountain, you're just with all those old
Tommy Lee
those
Jones
old
and
timers
Clint
in
Eastwood.
space. Yeah, exactly. If you think Clint Eastwood's in one of those spaceman that you go underneath,
Yeah.
your ride enjoyment goes up 1,000%.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
is. It is. They just took him out of the Great Movie Ride and they just put a helmet on him and
Well,
stuck him in there. It's crazy.
What I
they
always
did.
think.
So I mean, it is. Let it be with you.
What I
you know?
always-
It's just Space Cowboys the ride. We don't need.
I
to
do
move.
love that. Here's the thing. There's already been a TV show too. It's called Deep Space Nine. I've always thought Space Mountain is just a big space station vibe. So I don't know what they're
Is
going
that
to do.
not what it is, though?
Nathan, that's just the Star Trek apologist
Sure.
in you trying to make Star Trek just apply to every corner of
Yeah,
your life.
that's-
And I get it. I've been there, man.
That's me.
I love it. That movie with the whales,
the best
great.
one.
And that one with the ribbon. The weird Whoopi Goldberg's in it. I watch anything with Whoopi. You know that one with the ribbon.
Yeah.
They need to
But-
make it some dark sci-fi shit like Sunshine or you know.
Yeah,
That would
right.
be-
Yeah,
They're
right.
not,
that
but
they're
that would
gonna
be
do that.
awesome. That'd be awesome.
You know what? We are not. This fucking
studio doesn't
shit
want
is going
that,
to
David.
have Ryan Reynolds or The
studio
Rock.
does not
It's
want
going to
that.
be
Alien.
terrible.
Honestly,
Well, don't. Nah,
Why?
they're
I mean, not.
Alien has its own horny cult behind
Horny?
it that's gonna like keep it going.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
girl.
Have you not seen any
Have
of those
you
movies?
have you not seen how?
The villain is a giant penis
Correct.
that has a smaller penis inside its penis that penises.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Whose
aggressive.
eggs,
Found the
who
title.
eggs
lays
come out of
eggs,
vaginas.
It penises you hard. It gets you aggressively
I-
penises
Literally.
you
I'm so
to
sorry
lay
I
Let me.
asked
I'm
y'all.
gonna shove. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Well, Nathan, I think you found the title for today's episode.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm gonna-
Thank you.
Pardon me while I shove my ovipositor down your throat and lay my eggs in your stomach. You know.
Oh
yeah.
my
Yeah.
god.
Girl, you gotta
How
watch
did we
Alien.
get
I
here?
literally just saw Alien in theaters for the 45th.
I'm
that
scared.
movie,
I just seen
Oh.
clips.
It holds
like, I'm
up.
too
It's
scared.
a perfect film. No
it's
notes.
perfect
Oh
film.
my
Perfect.
goodness.
Newsflash: perfect film remains perfect. It's perfect. No notes. And
It's an amazing piece of.
I've always I'm a firm believer that Alien is still one of those
I'm
properties.
glad all the men agree.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
I don't think
what's that?
I'm glad 3 white guys could get together and agree
Yeah.
that Alien.
What's that one? What's
holds
that one
up.
famous internet?
Someone alert the
There's that-
presses. Get Yellow Shoes on the phone. We've saw
There's that one. There's that one famous internet review of Alien that's like, you know, the smart woman warns everyone about the alien presence, and then
Yeah,
one by
I mean,
one
the
everyone is killed off except the smart woman and the cat. Like that's basically
Yeah.
the story.
the one thing I would
Well, cats always know.
the one thing I would say about this rewatch of Alien is I forgot how much of a grumpy bitch Jonesy is the whole movie.
Yeah.
Every time that cat shows up is like, "Don't touch me." I don't. She like picks him up to save him, and he's like, "Rah!" Like he is not having it. It's great. Like my brain had done the Berenstain Bears thing of like, oh, she's sleeping with the cat at the end of the movie, like in the pod. That's what my brain said. No, that cat gets put in a separate pod. Like it's like I don't want to be here. She just like dumps it in there and shuts the door and was like, stay in the pod and shut up. And like the only person the xenomorph does not fuck with that whole movie is Jonesy. Like
Jonesy
it's
the cat.
Jonesy's in the box. And the alien looks at it and goes, "No, you're too hardcore for me. I'm out. I gotta go."
Final
yeah.
words
I
on
mean, I
Space
just
Mountain.
love how everyone is so uninterested in this Space Mountain.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
was
because
just gonna
it's
say,
not smart.
About aliens.
It's dumb.
I can't imagine what this is going to be at all. I just have no idea
No.
what sci-fi franchise type they haven't mined already with Star Wars.
It should be a
Tron
Disney Plus
and-
show.
Yeah.
It should be a Disney Plus
Well,
show, and it
Another
should
one?
be Buck Rogers. It should be Buck Rogers. It should.
Yes.
It really needs to go that like lean in. Dan
You
disagrees.
guys are all going on the wrong.
Okay,
track
Dan, fix it.
of this. All right.
Okay.
The show needs to be a Superstore-esque show, a movie about the employees
The ride.
of the
Avenue
roller coaster
5?
attraction
Oh.
Space Mountain.
I kinda
And
like
it's
that
taking
idea.
you backstage around, the lights go on.
It's
You know what I mean? There's you got all the tropes. You got everything built. You got a bananas
I
place
have
to
to
have
make
a
a
show.
proposition on one condition.
what's that?
The staff are all Muppets.
Ooh.
It's basically Disneyland Lower Decks, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dave,
There you go.
I don't
that's a good
appreciate how
idea.
you Star Trek everything. Like you're always trying to like.
Yeah, Dave, you're a Star Trek apologist, and you're always trying to apply Star
Yeah,
Trek
I
to
don't
everything
like
in your
it.
life. You need to get
Yeah.
over it. All right, you're giving us 2 other white men on this
Yeah.
podcast. Well, actually, you know what? You're associated with You're giving me a bad look. all right?
Yeah. This is the danger. This is why usually men are in the minority on this podcast, is because
Yeah, y'all talk.
we
too
start
much.
talking Star Trek.
we
The
talk
moment you
about-
get 3 white men together, we just start talking Star Trek. It's not good. It's not good. Live long and
Oh,
prosper.
the fingers.
That's all the news. So let's go ahead and go to our favorite segment. Well, maybe not our favorite segment because it's always a bummer, and that is, of course, Beware Our Guest. Okay, this week we have one Beware Our Guest, and this is a kind of a bit of a doozy. It bums me the fuck out. Janine, what is our story here?
Honestly, same, but also it's the one that delights me the most.
Yeah, it's both weird
Of all
and
the BR guests.
and wonderful.
Oddly wholesome.
Yeah.
So a man who is described as being homeless was kicked out of Disney Springs, specifically Jack Lindsay's hangar
Yeah,
bar,
around that area.
whereby he was acting erratic. So the Disney or the deputy shows up, and oh man, yeah, told him, "Hey, buddy, you're being trespassed. You gotta go. Just be on your way." And this guy, his name is Zachary. He's 35. He
First of all, stop
just
right
asked
there. It's very, and this is just one of those weird moments where I was like, oh, there are people in these like positions in life now that are my age. Like I always think of people with troubles as being older than me, and now it's like that's how privileged
Wait,
I
why?
am.
similar thought. I was like, "Ooh, someone my age."
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm very privileged to not think about that, but it was just weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy's 35, our age. And while I'm just going to read what the cop says because you really can't beat it. He says, after telling Zachary multiple times, oh, hang on. I have to go back. I'm sorry. Brain is rotted with snot. As he talked to Zachary about leaving the Springs, the guy pulled out 2 bags of candy.
Yes.
From the bag that he was carrying and asked the deputy if he wanted some, which is...
He may not have a
love it.
home, but he has candy. And that's all
He has
that matters.
candy. And the cop was like, "No, man, I don't want your candy." And so he says, after telling Zachary multiple times that I did not want the candy, he attempted to place it on my external body armor. When he observed that the bag would not stay where he was trying to place it, with the candy still in his hand, he grabbed the front of my vest in the area of my neck, abruptly jerked it away from my body, and began to shove the candy down the front of the inside of my
Thrust,
vest.
jerked, and
And
shove
that man
is
was charged with a 3rd-degree felony
It's-
for battery on a law.
it's insane.
Wow.
This bitch of a cop is all like, he thrusted candy at me. Like,
Like, are you serious?
yeah.
I mean,
Felony.
he was warned. Okay, was the
Totally.
charge too
By
much?
the book,
Probably.
by the letter of the law.
Yeah.
By the letter
By
of
the
the
letter of the law,
100%.
it's battery.
100%. But that's getting dropped.
Sure, and it's going to get dropped,
Or it's
but
getting
but
reduced.
and it's not out of line to arrest him for what he did because he was warned a couple of times he was acting erratic.
Right.
And he
Mhm.
touched an officer.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
He was
you don't do that.
intoxicated.
He was intoxicated. So yeah, it's not like they roughed him up. They just arrested him
No.
and took him off property.
I just like that the report is so descriptive of as if it
Yeah.
was like all of a sudden
He
he
got
jumped at me and
traumatized.
chucked some
Yeah.
candy
This
at me.
story has kept me afloat.
Not that it's relevant,
No
but
offense to y'all.
did they mention what kind of candy?
No,
I'm dying.
I
to
feel
I
like
really
it's like
wanna-
I've been
taffy.
picturing it as peach rings.
Okay. I was going to
Okay.
Bing Bong's route
I
and
don't
thinking taffy. So I don't know.
Does
Yeah.
Disney Springs have taffy?
yes, tons of it. Goofy has taffy.
Yeah.
Goofy's Candy Factory.
Yeah.
I don't think this guy was
I
buying
just-
candy at Disney Springs though. That doesn't. He came with his candy.
You don't know that.
This man was just operating with a bad calendar.
Yeah.
That's all. He is just a couple weeks
Right.
late to Easter.
A couple months
And,
early to
he-
Halloween.
he-
Yes.
Mhm.
Right. And so he's getting caught and the police were like, "What's going on, brother?" And he's like, "Hey man, I'm just
I'm the
here looking
Easter
for
Bunny.
eggs.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in some candy? Because I've got pockets full
Right.
of it." And that's really all the story has. It's just a man a little bit confused with the timeline.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just have. So my husband was a public defender, and I used to be a court reporter in the criminal circuit, and so I've been exposed to a lot of CRAs, criminal report affidavit, and I have never seen a Bat Leo that was just so well intentioned.
Yeah.
Like maybe he's too aggressive by the letter of the law.
Right.
But he's like just trying to give the guy candy,
Yeah.
like a drag queen, like just tuck the candy into the
In the vest.
I don't know.
What are you gonna do? Well,
I
that's
just feel for this guy.
right. Absolutely. That's Beware Our Guest. We only had one this week, and so we're gonna head on over to the mailbag.
You know it's nice when the postman has a letter in a sack for you.
we have a letter, another screed, another paragraphs long. Joser,
Don't say screed.
I don't think it's bad. We love Joser. There's no problem with
Joser.
getting off from Joser.
Look,
but
he's the only guy that writes consistently, so we love him. So more people will
absolutely.
read you.
Yes.
Come on.
And tweet at us.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love Joser. He's the best.
But I did put in he actually had some opinions on one of the subject matters that we talked about. So Dave, what did Joser have to say about the DAS program?
Yeah. So Joser says, one idea I have regarding slowing the abuse of Dadass Pass, related to that's what we called it, Dan, the Dadass Pass. So, which I would need just to give you a fair warning. One idea I have regarding slowing I got a lot of expansion room for future attractions. One idea Joser has regarding slowing the abuse of DAS related to Genie Plus lightning lanes. Roll the entire fecking thing back to the days pre-Fast Pass, if not back to lower gate prices and ticket books. In my get off my lawn old man opinion, the advent of Fast Pass artificially inflated waits that, from my experience, were self-regulating. Yes, new attractions would be more in demand, but those waits would level out anywhere from a year to 18 months after the attraction opened on average. Now, it's like pulling teeth while searching for a needle in a haystack with some that should not be as popular as the current system would have guests believe. And he's right. Like there's entire documentaries by Yesterland or by Debunkland, excuse me, about this. And it's like the thing that people need to realize is it's sold as a guest amenity, but it's not. And it was never intended to be. It was intended, A, to make money, and it was B, the original software development for FastPass was paid for by the food and beverage and retail people. Because if you're not in a line, you're most likely going to spend more money on stuff and food. That's literally
that makes sense.
That's literally where that money for that development, the studies of would it work, came from. And so they're not a guest amenity at all. And I don't think there's a way forward with their current system either. I don't know what the answer is, but it's not that.
It's an unsolvable problem, because the problem is the problem. Oh God, this is the worst. It truly is an unsolvable problem because Disney has tricked everyone into thinking that it's a public library or like this is like a state mandated service, or that like there is a level of entitlement that has developed in everyone's hearts, whether or not you have any kind of disability or not, when it comes to your ownership of Disney parks and your ownership of your memories there and your ownerships of what you get to do there, your ownership of your vacation. And that's what FastPass really is. It's the selling. That's what Genie Plus ownership, don't let other people own your vacation. Like you own your vacation, and Disney is tricky because they're not your friend. No. Their friends are their shareholders, and their interest is making sure that numbers look good every quarter, which isn't a sustainable thing unless, of course, you're just going to continue to milk your audience base over and over again. And it's insane to say, but Disney has spent a decade, I would say, I'm going to guess, at least as far as I can remember, making sure that Disney parks are accessible, like top to bottom, left to right, back and forth, so that they are elevated above the norm of regular society. And that when you come in there as somebody in a wheelchair, you are viewed as an equal guest now to everyone else that's at the park. And the same kind of now, when it comes to, the great capitalism of it all, it doesn't matter what your disability is. Disney has built a system in which it says, yeah, I understand that you have a problem with your anxiety or you have diabetes, you can't be in the sun, whatever it is. I understand. We recognize that. And for $35, you can have full access to this ability. And like, it's bananas to me that we can't, because we've capitalized every other disability and every other physicality and every other body type. I have to pay more for my clothes because I'm over 6 foot tall and I weigh, this amount. I have to, my partner has to pay an extra $5 every time she gets a sandwich because she's a celiac and she's got to eat gluten-free. There's a premium because we live in a capitalistic society. But Disney, you think you're going to church. You think that God loves you, but God doesn't love you. God loves your money. God loves.
So does the church,
and so does the church for sure. But Disney is this elevated church. Disney is this thing that like Disney's church, but figured out church run by finance bros. You know what I mean? Like if church had finance, if the Pope had finance bros, and they're like, "Yo, man, Mel Gibson was onto something. Let's make Jesus a superhero. We're gonna sell boatloads of like merch." Like, we'll get the Bible popular again. Like, let's make Jesus cool. Like, but they don't. But,
let's poochie
Jesus.
That,
God loves your money. God loves your money. And if you are the kind of person who can't, by their own means, go out and make that $35 because of your autism or disability or like Disney recognizes that, and that's what this program's here for. If you don't have the capacity to go out and earn $35, then capitalism will bow down to you a little bit. But otherwise, and this isn't my opinion, this is Disney's opinion. They don't care. They don't care now. Like, the Great Equalizer has become their accessible theme parks that they have repaved and rebuilt and redone so that, you can't hire someone in a wheelchair to skip the lines anymore. Yep. And that's what started it all, unfortunately, is this and don't act like there's not bad actors, because there are. Yeah. I'm sorry. How do you fix it? You don't fix it. You just make it a product. And then if you want to buy it, you buy it, and then there's no one to complain. Sorry, I'm going to get off of my soapbox and thank you for my talk. But Walt is not God, and he does not love you. He wants your money.
That is a word.
Yes. Honestly.
Yeah.
He was never. Yeah, he's not your uncle who gives you a quarter. He's an uncle that takes your quarter. Takes
the quarter. Yeah, he wants your quarter.
Absolutely.
But he doesn't beat you up. He tickles you. You have fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He takes your quarter, and you get ice cream.
He'll give you gum,
and you get a comic
he'll give you a Werther's,
and you get gum. But your uncle keeps the 2 cents that's left over. You know what I mean? And your uncle has a lot of nephews. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like, that's it, baby. Yeah. That's it. That's it. You're allowed to have a fun time. Come on, but your uncle Walt's gotta keep the lights on, baby. It's like Pawn Stars. I'll give you $12.
Yeah, exactly.
Best I could do.
So there you go. Thank you, Joseph, for writing in. We always appreciate.
Thanks, Joseph.
We always
love
appreciate it. And let's finish off with one of our favorite segments, always, the Astuter Computer Poem of the Week.
That's why I'm a router for me computer. Everybody needs a friend.
Oh, yes, here we are. My good friend Astuter Computer is next to me here. And as always, beep, boop, beep. And he's going to write us a nice little poem about something, some haiku about something. Hey, Astuter, could you write me something maybe about our Beware Our Guest? Could you write us a little poem, a little haiku about Beware Our Guest? What do you got for us? Let's see here.
There are real beeps. There's a real whole sound effect.
Disney's Bright Kingdom, homeless man's wild rebellion, sweet defiance blooms.
Oh, perfect.
Pretty good.
Best yet.
Yeah, good job.
That really was. That was very good.
I was transported.
Yeah. He always centers us here at the end, for sure. Thank you, Astuter, and thank you, Dan, for joining us. We so appreciate it. Where can people find you, Dan?
Me.
If they,
you can find me on the History Channel every Sunday at 10 p.m. Until late May. I'm actually not in the last episode. I'm only in 5 of the 6.
You die. They kill you off. It's the spoiler.
I am. I'm the one narrative talking head that gets taken out. But it works structurally. It's a great third act.
Oh my gosh.
And so you can find me there or Disney Dan on YouTube. And I have a new podcast that I'm whipping up currently called My Secret Basement. So you can come and hang out at My Secret Basement podcast, which is essentially the secret basement of my mind palace, where I hide from my anxiety and the chaos of my ADD, and I talk with my friends about questions that I have about life in the world and theme
Very
parks.
cool.
So come hang out with me in my secret basement. I've got lava lamps. It's cool.
I love it.
It is cool.
I love it.
I like it.
And look, I mean, clearly we had you on, so like we love your work, but like I can't recommend, if you guys haven't checked out Dan's work, like it's some of the best Disney content.
My favorite.
period.
It's my favorite. I love it.
It's great. It always makes me happy.
You guys are sweet. Thank you.
And the man goes out and does stuff too. That's he's not just talking costumes. He's writing The People Mover for far too long and going insane for us.
And I'm yelling at bad actor theme park reporters
Yes.
as well. So you know,
Nice.
buckle
Yeah.
up.
Definitely
That's
one of
what
the
it's all
few
about.
people that has like nuanced takes, I'd say. So I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I would agree.
Whoa,
We love nuance.
That's so sweet.
Nuance.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
honored.
for sure. And I should mention for those who are listening in, because I am going to the land of the rising sun, we are going to take a extra week off. We normally have a bi-weekly episode, but we're going to take an extra week off, and then when I get back, we're going to record one for you all. This will also help sort of our schedules a little bit, so you're going to have a little bit of a break, but that's all right. You know,
No,
watch Dan's content.
It's okay,
Yeah.
guys. Go subscribe to the whatever. Do you guys
Not
got a
yet. We're
Patreon?
not big
Build a
enough. We're not big enough
Patreon.
yet.
Go over to go to the review. Well,
Yes.
you know what? When you're looking for the episode next week, be like, "Oh man, there's no episode. Maybe I should write a review saying how much I
Yes.
miss that there was
Please
no
do.
new
Right.
episode." That's a
Please
good idea. You
do.
can do that. You
Big
could write a review.
brain.
You could also tip your waitresses a little bit better if that couldn't be something that would hurt
Always.
all that bad. It's,
Always.
you know, inflation's going on hard right now. They're just buying
Yeah.
eggs. And
That's
stuff,
the weird
you know.
thing. I'm getting,
What?
knowing that I'm going to a no-tip culture for a couple weeks is such a strange thing that I'm going to be experiencing.
Very strange.
And
It's
I'm
weird.
I'm like, oh, you mean you can just not like have an economy that treats people like this? Interesting. So
Circumcised
There you go.
capitalism.
exactly.
No tip.
Oh my! I just got it. Your brain, dude.
Oh man.
There we go. That's the title. That needs
It works.
Well,
it works
it
in a lot
works.
of ways, actually. Every way you
Yeah.
look at it, it's like a Sudoku.
Yeah.
You know,
1 through 10. Either way,
Victoria's tired, y'all.
we've ruined Victoria.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh.
if you want to do all that material, you can find all of that at ratcastlepod.com. Last thing to note, of course, is our 69th episode is coming up. If you have sexy Disney stories about sex in the parks, sexy stuff, whatever, if you touched a boob at People Mover,
why is your choice? Why the 69th episode? What's the
69,
reason?
dude.
69.
well, when a man and a woman
Love
tolerate
each
each
other
other
very
after
much.
some drinks,
after drinks, you need drinks to do that.
When it's one of their
understand.
birthdays.
yeah,
It should be every day.
when everyone's washed appropriately. So anyway,
Honestly,
Sex position.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
It's
you act like you don't know. He knows.
He knows.
It's because we're
We're
12.
Guys, I have 2 children. I don't understand anything. I'm Disney
Yeah.
Dan.
Right.
Have you guys watch any of
Yeah.
my content?
Right.
I'm still so confused. I have a 69th episode of District. I think it's just normal. I think it's just
It wasn't
a costume
nipples.
character or
It
something.
wasn't Disney nipples. That wasn't your season.
No, and everyone's got
That's
nipples,
true.
Nathan. I don't understand what the problem is. Like, it's not something weird. Like,
Everyone's
mysterious.
at my
I
throat
mean, maybe
today,
one of you
I'll
out
tell
there
ya.
doesn't have a
Or
nipple.
I don't.
third.
We
But, you
Some
know,
people have
and some people have
3.
extra
Yeah.
extra
ones.
ones. Scaramanga,
Yeah.
famously.
And of course, it's Dave.
Dave
if it was
got.
going to be one
It's
of you, of
not.
course it's
It's
Dave.
really not. It's. You want to see it?
Dave actually has 1.5.
Don't backpedal on it now, Dave. You've
Yeah.
already told us. It's too late. You
Very
already
strange.
We all gotta flash each other, and we'll see.
No, I don't.
No, that's
crazy
Wait for
woman.
Mardi Gras. Wait for Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. So we have the
shenanigans.
69th episode coming up.
Man, I made a joke about that Mardi Gras Gator popcorn bucket at
Yeah.
Universal. that's wearing booby
Yeah.
beads. And I was like, yo, how did this gator get these beads? He flashed his taters. And people got very upset with me. And I thought that was just a very harmless, that's the Larry the Cable Guy joke, I felt like, but geez, people, you know what? Because I'm Disney Dan, anything I say about Universal just irks the ire of Universal fanboys to an extreme. I made a comment about like Universal's like we're not using screens, haha, and it's like, and I'm like looking around their theme park like, is that literally what you're saying right now, guys? Because there's a lot of capital investment here that's screens, and so I was like, what's going on here? And people are like, they're just whatever, just Universal fans. God bless you. I mean, Disney fans too. You're all awful. Everyone's awful.
Yeah.
You're all awful.
Everyone's awful. That's a good point.
We're all so unregulated. God bless all of us. It's been a night. Thank you all. Everyone should get a therapist if you don't have one.
Agreed.
And good luck to you.
And if you have, look,
if you think you don't need one, you probably do. Ask a friend. If you don't think you need a therapist, that's valid feeling. Well, listen, Dave. Listen, guys. If you don't think you need a therapist, it's okay. I understand. Right. The idea of saying to you, you need a therapist, make you feel like you're crazy. I get it. You're not crazy. You're just a human. You have a human existence, and sometimes you need a Santa. You like leaned on Santa hard for many years, thinking a guy was showing up solving some problems of things you wanted. He was going to bring.
Mine was more of a man on a cross. That was my big thing for a while there. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Santa and Jesus were friends when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Santa and Jesus were brothers. I thought they were brothers. I thought they were related.
Yeah.
Like, why else would Santa come around on Jesus, on the anniversary of his death or his birth? Easter.
Bring those Santa issues right over here. Just bring them right.
Rise of the Guardians. You see that movie?
Yeah, Alex Baldwin. It's great.
Not the Owl one. Not Rise like a Hool. Rise of the Guardians.
Not the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But
No, not Guardians of the Galaxy. Rise of the Guardians.
That was that hot.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman's the Easter Bunny in there.
That was
it's incredible.
Hot tatted Santa too. Like, god damn.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin Santa. That's before he killed a person. So we don't really talk about that
on him. And
So.
Anyway, did we end this episode? Did it end it?
Y'all wrap it up.
The disdain on the three women of this. If you're just listening to this podcast,
you gotta go to the
missing
YouTube
out.
page.
You gotta come to the video because the face that these three women are serving me is like. Is incredible, and it's
pretty wonderful. And again, last thing, if you're not going to go to therapy, at least let us know. We have a new segment, of course, we've yet to be able to do called Cast Member Confessions. If you have done something in the parks, or you've seen someone do something in the parks, we want to hear about it. And you could be anonymous. Just email us. I will never tell anyone.
So you have a segment, but no one is contributing?
Not yet. It's new. We came up with it.
That's when you just turned to ChatGPT.
No, I don't want to make it up.
Over here.
Media isn't real. Nothing's real. I'm not real.
I know, you're an algorithm.
You're not real. None of us are real.
You know what?
I paid serious Bitcoin to have the Dan algorithm for this episode. So,
Nathan, I have a couple of stories from the tour that I can tell to kick it off. Let's plan on that.
Okay, there we go. We
I have
love it.
Like three really good ones.
Someone needs to take the first step.
I have three really good stories that are nice and juicy.
You don't get waxed until one of your friends gets waxed, and it's like, it's fine. And then you're like, all right, I'll get waxed.
You got waxed? I can't.
You've murdered these women. And
Nathan, end the podcast. End it, Nathan. You're the only one with the power. It's up to you. You're the Indiana Jones at the end of this podcast. Just take the damn idol, Nathan. Do it.
Throw me the whip. All right. And with that,
I'm just leaving. I'm just gonna leave, and you just end the podcast.
Well, Dan, shut the fuck up, and I will. When. All right. So
we're just waiting.
Right,
Nathan. Anytime, just seize the reins.
Here we go. Grab your belongings and exit to the left. God, that's it.
Leave.
Go away.
Just go.
Why are you still watching?
Will you stop this foolishness?
What foolishness would you like to see?
Will you get out of here?